What's up, folks? We're back live again, man. I know it's been a few days, but hey, before I left, I said I was out of town, traveling out of town to go give a speech. You know how it goes, but I'm back now. How's everybody doing? How's everybody been? Like I said, it's been a few days. I was out in Atlanta, but now I am back home in Houston. So speaking of that, do me a favor, folks, and tap in with me and let me know where you are from. What city are you from? What state are you from? What country are you from? Man, where do you live? Tap in with me and let me know where you're from. My name's Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist, straight out of Houston, Texas. Been in Houston now for 11 years. Been in Texas now for 14 years. 3 years in Austin. So like I said, folks, I was out of town for a few days. Wasn't able to go live because I had a busy schedule over the weekend. I was giving a speech in the ATL, but I am back now, and we are back. We're going to be back. We're going to be doing this thing every morning, folks. Every morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., Monday through Saturday. We're going to be doing this thing. It's going to be called the Diabetic Reset Squad. So starting today, Monday through Saturday, we are on every single day, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. So do me a favor, Central Time. Do me a favor, folks. Do I accept FSA? I don't particularly know. Possibly. I mean, maybe on my challenge, we'll talk about that. Maybe. I think you can put the numbers in there. So quite possibly, it just depends. I think you can use it just like a credit card. So if you can use it just like a credit card, debit card, yeah, you can use the FSA. I think that you can. So tap in with me, folks. Let me know where you're from, man. Appreciate the follow. Straight off the rip. Let's see. Folks, here's what we talk about on here. We talk about all things type 2 diabetes. So if you're struggling with pre-diabetes, diabetes, gestational diabetes, PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, any of those 4 areas of insulin resistance, that's what we cover on this live. Like I said, my name is Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist, and here's what I do. I just cut straight through the red tape. You want to know how to defeat type 2 diabetes? I got you. Weight loss, you want to know how to lose the weight? I got you. We're going to cut directly through the red tape. Like I said, I don't know anything about a fluff. I don't even know how to spell fluff. So we're going to get down to it. So folks, put your questions in the chat. I encourage you to put your questions in the chat because that thing is about to go crazy. So it doesn't take long, right? It's already going crazy. There'll be a couple people here in a second. Do me a favor, folks, when y'all coming into the room, tap in with me, folks, and let me know where you are from. What city are you from? What state are you from? What country are you from? Man, let me know where you're from. My name is Kelly, certified holistic nutritionist, straight out of Houston, Texas. We're going to talk about all things diabetes. So if you got pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, like any form of PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, anything related to that, man, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So welcome back, folks. I've been gone for a few days. I was here on Friday. Friday was the last day that I was live, and then I went and got on a plane. Did a speech over the weekend. Wasn't able to go live, but now I am back. I'm going to be going live, folks, every day, Monday through Saturday. Only day we won't be going live is Sunday. So 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Monday through Saturday. So let's go, folks. Tap in with me and let me know where you are from. A couple of folks in the room right now. What city are you from? What state are you from? What country are you from? Bebop that screen as much as you can. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes. Man, we're going to get down to the bottom of it today. If you've been struggling with diabetes for many, many years, today is the day. Instead of you've been getting all these scripts over the years, like this script, that script, metformin, whatever medication, you've been getting a lot of scripts over the years. But today, that marks the end of that. No more. We're not doing. I'm gonna rip that script up. We're gonna rip that script up, and we're gonna write a new script. So do me a favor, folks. Tap in with your boy and let me know where you are from. Let's see where the folks are from. Yeah. Pre-diabetic here. Can you rate my breakfast? Miso soup, steamed eggs, kimchi, spinach. Great. Fantastic. That's great. You got yourself some You got yourself some proteins in there. You got yourself some, let's say if you got some kimchi for the vet. You got some spinach in there. Man, that's fantastic. You got some miso soup. That is a fantastic breakfast. Good morning on the 14th day. Oh man, Rosie is back. Today is on day 14. Rosie, how is it going? I've been back. I was out of town for the weekend. Giving a speech. So I wasn't able to go live, but I'm back now Monday through Saturday. Yesterday, I got back Monday, late yesterday, so I wasn't able to go live yesterday, but Monday through Saturday, every single day. Let us know how it's going. Rosie, day 14 of the challenge. All right, let's see. San Bernardino, California. Ooh, Atlanta, ATL, Oklahoma. Do me a favor, folks. Tap in with me. Let me know where you're from. What city are you from? What state are you from? What country are you from? My name is Kelly. I talk about all things. I'm a certified nutritionist. I talk about all things type 2 diabetes. So if you are struggling with diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, man, this is the place that you want to be every single morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Well, we are going to crack the code on type 2 diabetes. Put your questions in the chat, folks. I got you. Whatever questions you got, we are there. So let's start off like this. Yourself still diabetic? No, not anymore. So let's talk about this. Yourself still diabetic? No, not anymore. So let's talk about this. Few years ago, shaping my life. You're like, well, who are you, Kelly? And what qualified you to talk about diabetes? What qualified you? Well, a few years ago, I was actually in the worst shape of my life. Man, I go into the doctor and I get prescribed all different types of medications. What type of medications? Woo! Heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. The triple whammy. Kind of a hat trick. If you score 3 goals in one game in hockey, man, they celebrate you and they throw their hats down on the floor. But you see, this wasn't a celebration. Not getting 3 diagnoses at one time, diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Like, that was an insane day. So I'm here 4 years later. Here's the moral of the story. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Why? It's because I figured out what diabetes was and I figured out where it came from. Where does it came from? It comes from your diet. It comes from your diet and it comes from your lifestyle. That's what it comes from your diet and from your lifestyle. Number one thing, folks, that you can do when you're coming into the room here is to understand your diabetes management style. What is your diabetes management style? Click the link in my bio. If you click up here and then you click the link in my bio, you can go in and take the 2-minute quiz. What is the 2-minute quiz? The 2-minute quiz is the diabetes management style. So there's no one who is a diabetic. So if you're struggling with diabetes, if you're struggling with pre-diabetes, if you're struggling with gestational diabetes, you're struggling with PCOS, you probably should have taken the quiz. What is the quiz? The quiz is a 2-minute quiz. That's all it's going to take you. And you will understand and learn your diabetes management style. If you do not understand and learn your diabetes management style, again, everybody, that's one of the first things that your doctor should have given you when you first got diagnosed with diabetes, pre-diabetes, PCOS, gestational diabetes. If you've taken the quiz already, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you've already taken the quiz, which I know there's 200 people here, so I know most of the people probably should have taken that diabetes management style quiz if you are suffering from type 2 diabetes or any form of insulin resistance. So put a me in the chat, folks. Put a me in the chat. But if you have not taken that quiz, which I know that you should have, click the link in my bio. It's the first one. I'm going to show you, and then we're going to get started on some questions. We're going to get going here in a second. We got a long one in for us today, folks, so we're in no rush. But here you go. If you click up here, here's how you get to my bio, where you can take the quiz. There's a quiz. There's a bunch of goodies there. Quiz. Oh, Natural Boss, you've taken the quiz. Nice. What did you score on the quiz? All right, and then you click my face again. So click up here, and then click on my face again, and then you're gonna come to something that looks like this. Here's what it would call. Here's what it is right here. Look. Here's where it is. Having a little tough time with it myself, but here we go. There's a link in my bio, and it says Linktree. It doesn't say quiz, it says link tree. What's there? A bunch of goodies are there. The quiz, the master class, and the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But here's where you want to start, folks. You want to start right here. The quiz, right there. It is a 2-minute quiz. And this quiz will tell you and you will learn your diabetes management style. So which style are you? Somebody said they've taken the quiz already. Have you taken the quiz? That is one of the very first things that you should have gotten when you got this diagnosis. Let's see what we got here. All right. Huntsville, Alabama. Man, shout out to Huntsville, Alabama. No, I am no longer diabetic. I no longer have heart disease, and I am no longer, as you can tell, I'm going to stand up here in a second. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm no longer obese. Here we go. Rosie says, my fasting number was a 152 this morning. Before I started, it was in the high 200s, up to 295. Wow. Look at that. Pin that. Rosie did the challenge. I haven't talked about the challenge yet. You probably see what is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The challenge is because there's a couple of things that I want you to do in that link in my bio. So first of all, there's the quiz. And once you take the quiz, the next thing to do is to register for the master class. If you register for the master class, the very next thing to do is to accept the challenge. Those are for people who are ready to take action. But we'll get there yet. We haven't talked about the challenge yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there to talk about the challenge. But the first thing that you got to do is to understand and learn your diabetes management style. So yeah, she's from a 295 2 weeks ago to now she's at a 152. She's on day 14 of the challenge. Doing all the things, A1C from a 7.3 to a 6.5 in 6 months. Okay. Triglycerides going up. Yeah, any ideas? Yeah, we got to go in there. We got to find out. We got to go correct that diet. We got to find out exactly what you're eating, right? Exactly what you're eating. So I don't know yet. I had to pick apart your diet to find out exactly like, oh yeah, that's why your triglycerides are going up, right? So I don't know for sure, but we had to take a look at it. But if you're doing all the things, there's 4 areas. What are all the things? Here, you said all the things. There are 4 areas that you got to concentrate on. So if you're suffering from diabetes, here's how you got diabetes. You got diabetes from getting one of these 4 areas wrong. These 4 areas wrong. What are these 4 areas? Peaceful mind, or your stress management, your activity levels, your eating, and your sleeping. Sleep, or your stress management, how are you managing your stress over the years, your activity levels, eating, sleeping. Those are the 4 areas. There's 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine. 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine, but we're going to concentrate on 4 pillars. It is a formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That is how you defeat type 2 diabetes. The same way you got it is the same way that you got to get rid of it. Just not one thing that causes diabetes. You not just wake up one day and just say, I got diabetes from eating too much sugar, or I got diabetes from eating too many carbs, right? It's a combination of all 4 of these areas that have something went sideways in these 4 areas. Stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Click the link in my bio. After you take the quiz, the next thing to do is to sit in on the master class. So 45-minute master class, right? Click the link in my bio. It says Linktree. That's the link that where it says. It doesn't say master class or quiz. It says Linktree, right? Because a lot of people they can't find it. But click the one that says Linktree in my bio. There's a bunch of goodies on there. We'll talk about all the goodies on there, but there's a couple of them on there. The quiz and the master class, and both of those are free. So take advantage of it, right? Go take that quiz. Waking up at a fasting 96 after 2 years of work. That's fantastic. You're at a 96 now. Where was it before? But 96 is great. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting that's fantastic. Shout out to you for all the work that you put in. What's up from San Francisco? Shout out to San Francisco. Okay, so you didn't take the quiz, Natural Boss. Yeah, I would recommend you take that quiz, not now, but right now. It's not that simple, Peter. That helps. Like I said, it's 4 areas that we concentrate on. It's not just stop eating sugar. That contributes to it, absolutely, 100%. But it's not quite that simple. Because you can stop eating the sugar, but you can be freaking stressed the hell out. You can be stressed the hell out, and your diabetes will not go away because you are stressed. So yeah, it's not just as simple as stop eating sugar. Waking up and fasting 96. All right, guys, you can reverse your diabetes. Absolutely. Tell them, Jeremiah, you can reverse it. You can reverse it. How do we know that we can reverse this condition? Why? It's because here's a little cool stat that I like to throw out there. 10 out of the top. Did you know that top 10 out of the top 10 conditions, health-related conditions, are all diet and lifestyle-related conditions? What does that mean? That means that it was your diet and it was your lifestyle that caused the condition. Type 2 diabetes being one of those conditions. Pre-diabetes, borderline diabetes, gestational diabetes, and PCOS, these are all lifestyle-related conditions. What does that mean? What does it mean? We want to know, what does that mean? That means 10 out of the top 10 conditions, the reason that you have the condition, it was all caused from your diet and it was caused from your lifestyle. It wasn't the medication that caused me to be when I was a diabetic and had heart disease, it wasn't the medication that caused me to be a diabetic and have heart disease. It wasn't the medication. It was my diet and it was my lifestyle. I got these 4 areas wrong. Stress management, activity levels, clean eating, effective sleep. There's a formula for it. P.A.C.E. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Click the link in my bio. Go register for the masterclass. It's a free masterclass. 45 minutes. Sit in on that 45-minute masterclass. It's absolutely free. It's just like watching an episode of Law and Order, okay? You're going to get the law, and then afterward, I'm going to order you to go do some stuff, okay? So it's like 45 minutes for the rest of your life. 45 minutes, folks. So the masterclass, take the quiz, and then when you're ready, and then this is only for people who are ready to take action. Like, see, Rosie, she took action. Now her resting blood sugar went from a fasting blood sugar went from a 295 to 152 in 2 weeks, 14 days. From 295 to a 152. She said it herself. I didn't say it. She said it. Why? Because she joined my 2-week, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is that? The challenge is for anybody that is ready. It's not for everybody, but it's for anybody who is ready to kick diabetes in the butt, right? If diabetes has been kicking you in the butt for many, many years, and you know what I'm talking about, for many, many years, it wasn't the diabetes that was kicking me in the butt. It was more so I had diabetes, but it was more so the heart disease that was kicking my butt. But if you're diabetic, if you've got PCOS, if you're pre-diabetic, if you've got gestational diabetes and diabetes has been kicking your butt, insulin resistance has been kicking your butt for many, 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 many years, you know what that means? That means that something has to change. That means you cannot keep doing the same stuff that you've been doing and getting the same exact results. That means that something has to change. Introduce the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? 42 meals, 14 days. I got you. Every single meal, I got you. 42 of them over 14 days. And at the end of the 14 days, your blood sugar will thank you. That is the challenge. The challenge is to let me design a nutritionist, guy who's already been a diabetic, no longer a diabetic, guy who had heart disease, no longer have heart disease, guy who was obese, no longer obese. The challenge is to let me design for you 42 meals. And then after these 42 meals, your blood sugar is going to be thanking you. You are going to be a whole new person. As Rosie just said, from a 295 to a 152 fasting blood sugar in 14 days. So it's basically dropped in half. Okay? 14 days. Why? Because she's following a proven system. It's a blueprint. All you got to do is do the same thing. All you got to do is buy the food, cook, same stuff you always do. Go to the grocery store, buy the food, cook the food, eat the food. That's what it is. Go to the grocery store, cook the food, eat the food. Get the results. CC, hang out with me for 2 weeks, and then we'll get that motivation up, right? We'll get the motivation up because you're gonna start seeing results. And when you start seeing results, yeah, you're gonna be a lot excited about it. Click the link in my bio, use the discount code. Now everything's free except for the challenge. The challenge is not free. The quiz is free, the masterclass is free, the PDF is free. Everything in there is free. The only thing that's not free is the challenge. I gotta charge you for the challenge because here's why. Because it's a challenge, so it's hard. So if I give it to you for free, and the second that it starts getting hard, you're going to stop. And then people are going to say, what do you think about Kelly's challenge? You're going to be like, I don't like Kelly's challenge. It sucks. I didn't really lose too much weight. Why? But then you're not going to tell them the whole truth. The whole truth is I gave it to you for free, and then when it got hard, you stopped. So when people pay attention. When people pay a lot, they pay a lot of attention. But while I'm live, anytime you use the discount code SAVE20, SAVE20, when I am live, every time I'm live, you will get the challenge for $79. So use the discount code SAVE20 at checkout. All the links in my bio. But again, if you don't want to accept the challenge, you don't have to accept the challenge. It's only for people who are ready for action. Not now, but right now. Right? So click the link, folks, in my bio. A lot of freebies on there, a lot of goodies on there. So let's get back to these questions. I reversed my diabetes following a medical medium on Instagram. No doubt. No doubt about it. Sweet drinks, nope. Donuts, nope. Yep. Can sugars drop? Can sugar? Nancy wants to know. Can sugar drops due to the digestive problem? Yeah. If your gut is destroyed, your blood sugar is going to be all over the place as well. So if your gut's destroyed, your gut is one of the main headquarters on how you feel overall. So if your gut is destroyed, yeah, that can definitely come into play. Celery juice is so helpful. Yeah, celery juice is great. Celery juice is great, but it's a strong taste. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jeremiah. It's a very strong flavor. Victoria Gutierrez says, fasting, low carb, exercise, weight training, sleep. There you go, Victoria. I like it. Amen. I like motivation. Like I said, I got you. We got you, CC. You are so on point, sir. Thank you for your content. You are quite welcome, Alicia. Thanks for hanging out with me. Insomnia ruins everything. It does. Insomnia, people don't understand how important sleep is to their overall health. You can be eating, like I said, there's 4 areas that we concentrate on. In all of my programs, there's 4 areas that we concentrate on. But for the challenge, we're only concentrating on 1 area. What area is that? We're gonna focus on clean eating. But there's 4 areas. But that sleep, man, people take it for granted. They don't really understand how serious that it is. Okay, insomnia ruins everything. Is 97 or 101 a good 8-hour fasting sugar? It's borderline, right? Yeah, it's very borderline. It's under 100. So it's 100 or lower is, you want it to be closer to like the 80. So yeah, you're definitely in the borderline pre-diabetic range. If it's constantly like that, Alicia. It's between 97 and 101. Yeah, you're right there. Right on the cusp. If you take the quiz, so take the quiz. If you have not taken the quiz, so take the quiz and understand and learn your diabetes management style. That is the very first thing, folks. Tap in with me and let me know where you're from, what city are you from, what state you're from, what country are you from. The next thing to do is to go in and, well, I'm from Houston, Texas. The next thing to do is to go in that link in my bio, click up here. Thank you, Cece. You click up here and then you click my face again. And then that is going to be my profile or my bio. Click the link down there that says Linktree. Click that link and there's a whole bunch of goodies there. There's a quiz, there's a master class. Both of those are free. And then after the master class, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is that? That is only for people who are seriously ready for change. Change of what? Change of defeating type 2 diabetes. Folks, type 2 diabetes is a reversible condition. Why? It's because it's a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. 10 out of the top 10 conditions are all diet and lifestyle related conditions. Diabetes being one of those conditions, okay? Diabetes being one of those conditions that is a dietary and lifestyle condition, meaning that if it was your diet and lifestyle that caused it, then it was your diet and lifestyle that will get rid of it. Thank you, wait, I'm checking my blood sugar right quick. Yeah, okay, Bugs. Join from Jamaica. My blood sugar is not good. Reading is sometimes reading 6 or 6.29. You're talking about your A1C or reading 6s or 620? Or you're saying your blood sugar goes anywhere from 6 to 629? I'm a little confused on that. That's a big gap. Okay. 108 is my blood sugar this morning. That's okay. That's on a fasting blood sugar. Okay, it's not bad, but yeah, we want to get it down below 100 Bugs. You're kind of on the border, but we want to bring it down a little bit. Do you answer questions? I'm answering questions right now, Alicia, all day, every day. Right? This is what this live is about. This live is about you. I couldn't be up here for 4 hours if I didn't answer questions. Yeah, so I got to answer questions. There is no such thing as blood sugar. It's just diabetes. Okay, Ollie. That's what you say, boss. How much is the challenge? If you use the discount code to save 20 when I am live, save 20, save 20. If you use that while I'm live, that is the live discount code. The challenge is $79. $79. At the end of those 2 weeks, 42 meals, at the end of those 2 weeks, your blood sugar will look a whole lot different. Okay? A whole lot different. I promise you, it will look a whole lot different than what it is now. Way lot. You won't even recognize your energy levels. You won't even recognize. You won't recognize any of that. Why? It's because things are going to be changed. So because things will have changed. Because for things to change, you have to change. That is the only way that you're going to kick this thing. The only way that you're going to get rid of diabetes is you have to change. For things to change, you have to change. If we do not change what we're doing, folks, diabetes will persist in our life forever. And we do not want that. If you hang out with me for 2 weeks, yeah, I got you. Does the challenge decrease your A1C level? A1C is a combination over the past 3 months. So yes, over 2 weeks, yeah, is your blood sugar going to be lower over the 2 weeks? Yeah, absolutely. So ultimately, yeah. It'll contribute to what your blood sugar has been doing over the past 3 months. But how you really tell is when you check your blood sugar over 3 months. 2 weeks is not enough. Is a short period of time to reflect on your overall A1C. But your immediate blood sugar, your current blood sugar, oh, it's gonna get at that right away. Right away. How do I know that this challenge is so effective? Why? It's because it's a blueprint. It's the same blueprint that I use, the same blueprint that all of my clients use. And I just understand how the body works. I understand how food works with the body. So if you're diabetic, if you eat this way for 2 weeks, it is guaranteed that something will change in your blood sugar in the positive direction. So again, if you're ready to get off of that train where you're just talking about it, just talking about how much diabetes, how much you hate diabetes and how much you hate taking the meds, yeah. It's time to get onto a different train. What is train is that? We're going to get onto a different team. That is the team where we just get better. We're going to stop talking about it, and we're just going to get on the other team where all the other people who have gotten on the challenge, people who are on the challenge right now, people are getting amazing results. People are sending me emails every day like, bro, this is life-changing. Right? Where the heck have you been? You know what I mean? I'm like, I've been here. What do you mean where I've been? I've been here. You know what I mean? I've been out here in these airwaves. So, yeah. So that is what the challenge is all about. The challenge is not going to be easy. It's going to be it's a challenge. But at the end of it, it will be a whole lot worth it. Use the discount code when I'm live, save 20, and you will get the challenge for $79. Now let's get back into these questions here. On day 8 of the challenge, my sugars keep dropping in the 50s. Yeah, that's pretty low. That's pretty low, Ball. How often are you eating, man? Are you eating a lot? You say yours is there. Dropping in the 50s. When is it dropping in the 50s? At night? But yeah, his is changing quite drastically. So we got to get a hold of it, not now, but right now. So like I told you before, are you taking the meds? If you're taking the meds still, that could be a possibility of why it's dropping so low. Because like I told you before, we're lowering it naturally with food. So if you combine that with the drugs, man, your blood sugar is going to be low a lot. So therefore, we got to go talk to the doc. Like, yo, doc, I'm doing this thing with this nutritionist. This guy's got me on this nutrition program, and it's freaking lowering the heck out of my blood sugar naturally. But I'm taking these meds on top of it. What do I do, doc? Why is it dropping so low? So there you go. So that's what I would do. So I run into that problem a lot. But it's a good problem to have. It just means that the meds have got to be addressed. Eating seafood so you don't eating seafood so you don't consume sugar. Not sure what that means. You're eating seafood so that you don't consume sugar. Okay. Man, thank you for the daily heart me. I already got that one. Yep. Type 1. Yep. Is 85 good for fasting glucose? Yeah. 85 is fantastic. 85 is fantastic. Yeah, 85 is great. Buck says, I'm type 1, that is, I've been listening, since I've been listening, my blood sugar has not went over 199. Okay, well, what does it normally go over, Bugs? That's fantastic news then. Hey, can you tell me your favorite enzymes in glycolysis? You're trying to go deep, boss. In glycolysis, all right? We're not going that deep. We're not talking about glycolysis, gluconeogenesis. You know what I'm saying? My fasted is 98. Sir Lawrence says my fasted is 98%, and my A1C 4.5, and I'm 55, weighing 270. You're fasted at a 98. You wake up in the morning that's at a 98, and then you're saying that your A1C is a 4.5. I think that's what you're saying. Good morning, everyone. I have to go now, but I've enjoyed your live. Thank you very much. God bless you for helping. You're quite welcome. Hemoglobin 5.6 limit. Yeah, let's talk about that. Eat well, but I think some cookies, etc. I got my A1C 11.9 and 5.3 in 3 months. Man, fantastic, Piggy. Let's see. And we're going to get to the board here right now. All right. I've lost weight and I'm already slim. Fasting blood sugar is between 89 and 115. Okay. Here's the challenge, everyone. Get a glucose meter and check now your blood sugar spikes when your shit is, yeah. A continuous glucose monitor is a monster of a machine. It is a fantastic tool to have. You need a continuous glucose monitor. Answer is eat your metabolic type. Eat organic and healthy whole foods, right? All right. My brother-in-law drinks alcohol and his blood sugar drops real low. Yeah, if you drink alcohol, your blood sugar is going to drop real low. Especially when you sleep at night, all right? The more alcohol you drink, the lower it's probably going to drop. So yeah, alcohol, we're going to talk about, I can talk about alcohol here in a second. But yeah, alcohol is very, very damaging, especially for diabetics. Eat protein, complex carbs like veggies, all right? It's not that difficult. All right, my A1C 5.6. I guess because I gained weight and some cookies. Yeah, I've been tracking my blood sugar here recently, and now I can't sleep all that well. Man, we're gonna talk about all of that, man. What's the code for the discount? It's SAVE20. SAVE20 is the discount code. SAVE20. So if you, when I'm live, the live discount code is SAVE20. My A1C is a 9. Yeah, no doubt. Janice just found out. Sorry, good morning, whatever. What's the discount code? Save 20. Hey, can I have the link and the discount code? Yeah, the link and the discount code is everything is here. Let me show you. And then I'm about to go to the board. I'm about to go to the board and we're going to talk about A1C. So if you click up here, so here's where you get the discount code. Here's where you use the discount code to join the challenge right here. Right here. So you click up here, folks. Everybody watching? We're like, well, where do I find your bio? It's right here. Click right here. And then you click on my picture again. Click on me again. And then you're going to come to something that looks like this. You're going to come to something that looks like this. And then you click right here where it says Linktree. And right there, here's where all the goodies are, folks. This is like Disney World for a diabetic. So if you're a diabetic, folks, this is like Disney World for you. What's on it? The quiz is on it right here. Look at the quiz right here. And then the master class, the 45-minute master class. So you can watch the master class, listen in on it, or you can say, you know what, Kelly, I don't even want to hear your voice anymore. I just actually want to read it. So you can read it right here, that PDF. Download that PDF. But here's where the fun starts, folks. This one right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now this one, all the other stuff's free. The only thing that is not free is the challenge. What is the challenge? It's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where lots of folks have accepted it. Now, do you have to accept it? No, you don't have to accept the challenge. People are like, Kelly, what are you selling? I ain't selling anything. I'm just offering you the challenge. All right? I'm offering you, if you've been struggling with diabetes for many, many years, 25, 26, 30 years, however many years, you've been struggling for many, many years, right? And when you've been struggling for many, many years, nothing has changed. As you continue to go to the doctor, and the only thing that's changed is your prescription, okay? The only thing that's changed is your prescription. So when you've gotten to that point where you're sick and tired about being sick and tired about being sick and tired, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is what you want to be about, right? So somebody just got the challenge, so shout out to them. Shout out to them for getting the challenge. They are ready to stop just talking about it. Like we've been, like I was when I had heart disease. I talked about it for a long time. I just wanted anybody who would hear me to listen, like a new person. Ooh, a new person. I want to tell you all about how all these conditions that I got. You know, somebody to hear me, because my family doesn't want to hear me complain about it anymore. Okay, so as soon as I find somebody new, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to tell them my story about. If you've gotten to the point where you're sick and tired of just about telling people your story, and you actually want to do something about it, that is where the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge comes into play. Use the discount code SAVE20. 42 meals, 14 days. I got you. Somebody just got a challenge, so shout out to them. Why? Because they're ready to get on to Team Get Better. I mean, we're ready to go on the board, and we're going to talk about, put A1C in the chat, folks. If you're new here, put where you're from in the chat, what city are you from, what state are you from, what country are you from. Also, put A1C in the chat if you want to know what A1C is. A lot of people who are diabetics, pre-diabetics, gestational diabetes, they are struggling with diabetes, but they still don't know what it means. All they know is they have high blood sugar. They don't know what that means though. Like, what is diabetes? That's what we're going to talk about here in a second. So do me a favor, tap in, let me know where you're from, what city you're from, what state you're from, what country you're from. Man, tap in with me, and then put A1C in the chat if you want to know about A1C. Back in April, my A1C was a 12. I got 8. I ate good and worked out, got it down to an 8. Fantastic, AC. Shout out to you, AC. Okay, Paul, that was you. You signed up for the challenge, or you signed up for the master class? What did you sign up for, Paul? Was that you? No doubt. Whenever I'm sleeping, it drops to 54 from the last 4 nights. Yeah, are you taking insulin? That's what I know. Are you taking insulin? I just got some questions for you, Dale. Insulin, medication, which are you taking any of those? Because if you're taking those with the challenge, yeah, it's probably going to, the challenge is very powerful, boss. The food is very, very powerful. Oh, the challenge. Shout out to you, Paul. My man Paul has accepted the challenge. Indianapolis, Indiana, A1C. All right, A1C. I need help. Let's talk about it. What's up, folks? What's up, Angela? We're going to talk about A1C. We're going to go to the board. We're going to talk about A1C right Now, let's talk about it. The start of hour number 2. What's the challenge? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what it is. The challenge is only, you click the link in my bio, click up here. The link is only, the challenge is for people who are diabetics, pre-diabetics, diabetic, gestational diabetes, who are PCOS, who are tired of type 2 diabetes. If you've had type 2 diabetes for many, many years, these are the people who have said they don't want to have diabetes anymore, so they've accepted my challenge. What's the challenge? 14 days, I got you. 42 meals, I got you. All designed for you. I got you. It's a blueprint. All you got to do is just do the same stuff you normally do. Go to the grocery store, right? Get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the results. The only difference is now you're going to be getting your results. So before you just went to the grocery store, bought the food, cooked the food, ate the food. Now we're adding a different element onto it. What different element is that? Getting results. It's a proven plan, a blueprint. We're going to 42 meals, I got you, all designed by me. All you got to do is follow it, and you will get similar results as everybody else who's been doing the challenge. But now, this is very, very powerful. This is very, very powerful. Like I said, it's a lot of people. Someone just said that their blood sugar is getting low. The blood sugar is getting low because this is very, very powerful. So if you combine this with the nutrition that I'm teaching you with medication, yeah, it's going to cause your blood sugar to drop tremendously. So it's what we got to get that spray. We got to let our doc know, like, hey, doc, here's what's going on. Okay? Holler at your doc. Kelly's got me on some real powerful stuff with this challenge. Yeah. All through the power of food. That's it. That's all we're doing is just eating real food. That's what the challenge is about. So I'm challenging you to let me be your nutritionist for 2 weeks. No insult, only glipizide. Okay, glipizide. There you go. That's another one. That's another one. So if it's metformin, if it's glipizide, if it's whatever kind of medication, that what we're doing is very, very powerful. Let's do it. All right, folks, let's talk about A1C. Who's ever gone to the doctor? Put a me in the chat and say, put a me in the chat if you've ever gone to the doctor and you've gotten your A1C checked before, but you still don't know what the heck it is. Okay, put a me in the chat. Okay, Selena says she's going to get her A1C checked before and she don't know what the heck it is. Still, all right, put a me in the chat. If you've gone to the doctor, you've gotten your A1C checked and you're like, what the heck is that? I know what it means, but I don't know what it means, right? I know it's got something to do with diabetes, I think. All right, here we go. Who's gone to the doctor and they've gotten their hemoglobin? While I'm doing this, folks, tap in with me. Let me know where you're from, what city you're from, what state you're from, what country are you from. And also, click the link in my bio. Register for the quiz, register for the masterclass, and also, when you're ready to accept the challenge, like a lot of people have done, accepted the challenge, use the discount code SAVE20, SAVE20. Okay, let's see where the people are from. Guyana, Alabama, no doubt. Ooh, 5.8, 13.1. All right, let's talk about A1C. Ooh, Biloxi, Mississippi. Oh, straight out of Baltimore, my old stomping grounds, man. I lived in Glen Burnie for a little bit, for 5 years. Columbus, Georgia. Man, I just left Georgia yesterday. New York City, no doubt. All right, folks. Virginia. Ooh, from Jamaica. Ooh, Bronx. Ooh, where else? Ooh, Nassau County, New York. Coralone, no doubt. Man, all right, cool. Now let's talk about hemoglobin A1C. Who's ever gone to the doctor? You go to Memphis. Who's ever gone to the doctor and you be like, yo, doc, I'm anemic. The doctor tells you you're anemic. Doctor tells you you got low iron. Who's ever gone to the doctor and that was you, right? You've gotten low and you just, in your energy just feels like you're always tired. You're always fatigued. You're always all of that. That is called your hemoglobin. So what is the hemoglobin? Here we go. Let's break down this word. You've heard that before. Hemoglobin A1C. Let's break that down. So the word hemo means iron and oxygen. That is what the word hemo means. So iron and oxygen. That's hemo. The word globin means protein. So iron and oxygen. So whenever you breathe, That, you know, when you breathe, like, so whenever you breathe, that's oxygen that you're breathing in. That's going to, basically what that's saying is it's going to every cell of your body, basically. It's being carried by a protein through every cell of your body. Oxygen, your red blood, or oxygen-rich red blood cells are being carried through every cell of your body. So based on that number, so basically this is your life force, the hemoglobin. All right, we're square on that. So the hemoglobin is your life force. So every time you breathe, that's your hemoglobin, goes to every cell of your body. Okay, so the word A1C means how much sugar was attached to the hemoglobin, your life force, over the past 3 months. How much sugar was attached to the hemoglobin, right here, over the past 3 months? That's what it said. How much was attached? But a better word, what come a better word? A better word would actually be stuck. So you're like, stuck. That still doesn't mean anything, Kelly. Like, okay, how much sugar was stuck to my hemoglobin over the past 3 months? That still doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's dive a little bit deeper. So that number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. Everybody wants to know what their number is. Like, hey, well, what's my number? What's your number? What's my number? My number is a 5.7. My number is a 6.2. My number is a 8.8. Kelly, is that good? My number is a 9.7. My number is a 10, 12, 13, 15, 19. Is that good? Right? A lot of people ask me that all the time. So I said that number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. Between 4 and 30. It can even go higher than that. The highest one I've seen was 28, or heard of, was 28 and a half. But you're still like, oh, okay, Kelly, well, that still doesn't make any sense. Why should I care about that number? I don't care. I still shouldn't. Why should I care about a freaking hemoglobin A1C number? Okay, well, let's up the ante a little. Let's increase the stakes a little bit more. All right, who knows? I said this number goes anywhere between 4 and 30. Who knows? Put it in the chat. Who knows what happens to your blood sugar whenever your A1C goes, when it gets here? What does it equal when your A1C gets 5.7 through 6.4? Who can tell me what that equals? Put it in the chat. What does that equal when your A1C gets to a 5.7 to a 6.4? Put it in the chat. What do you got? Let's see what we got. Ooh, pre-diabetes. Somebody said pre-diabetes. Yeah, pre-diabetes. Yeah, pre-diabetes. Yeah. Okay. Pre-diabetic. Yeah, pre-diabetes. Pre 7.3. 7.3 is not pre-diabetes. Okay. We're outside of the danger zone then. All right. John says pre-diabetes as well. So, yep. So that's what it means, folks. It means pre-diabetes. No, you can't reverse type 1. Unfortunately, you cannot. Pre-diabetes. Mine is a 6.1. Now somebody says, okay, pre-diabetes. But what does that mean? But that still doesn't mean anything. It's like, so what does it mean I'm a pre-diabetes? Why the hell should I care, Kelly? So what? so what? Who cares next? My A1C, I'm a pre-diabetic. So what? That doesn't mean anything to me. Okay. All right. So let's dig a little bit deeper. All right. Let's play this game then. Who knows what the most important hormones in the body? It means they are borderline nooking their pancreas, bro. Okay. Who knows what the most important hormone is in the body? Who knows what it means? Who knows what it is? If you know what the most important hormone is in the body, put it in the chat, people. It's 230 people in here. I'm asking all 230 people, what is the most important hormone in the body, do you think? Now, there's a lot of important hormones in the body, but the question is, which one do you think is the most important hormone in your body? Yeah. Let's see what we got. Ooh, testosterone, somebody said. I mean, let's see. Throw them in the chat, folks. What you think is the most? Glucagon, somebody said. Okay. All right. Estrogen, okay. Glucose, okay. All right. All right. Glucose, okay. Reproductive, okay. Insulin, okay. Somebody said. Let's see, what is the most important hormone in the body? What do you think, folks? What do you think? Put it in the chat. Just name one. Just name something in it. Is it cortisol? Some people say cortisol. Some people say testosterone. Some people say estrogen. Some people say glucagon. Some people say insulin. Some people say, the GLP-1s, leptin, ghrelin, all of that stuff. Which one do we think, folks? Somebody said cortisol. So what do we have to do? Okay, insulin. All right, we're going to get to what we got to do. But we got to understand what the freak this number is. This number is only the most important number in one of the most important metrics. So we got to understand what that is. So insulin, folks. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. So this number tells you how insulin resistant you are becoming. How insulin resistant you are becoming. What does that mean? That means you are becoming resistant. Your cells are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Okay, so that's just a little precursor. So that's what pre-diabetes means. It means that you're not it means you're becoming insulin resistant. It just means that it hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means. It just means that you got it. You've got diabetes, basically. It just means that it hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means. That's what pre-diabetes is. Okay, so what happens, folks, let's up the ante a little bit and let's go a little bit higher. What happens, let's take the gloves off and let's get freaking warmed up. You see, I was sitting down earlier, but I'm not sitting down anymore. I'm getting warmed up. So now, what does it mean when your blood sugar is at a 6.5 or better? What does it mean when your blood sugar gets here? Drum roll, please. What does it mean when your blood sugar, your A1C is 6.5 or higher? What does that equal? Who knows what that equals? Throw it in the chat. Who knows what it equals? Ooh, Dale said diabetes. Ooh, Victoria says type 2. Somebody said diabetes. Diabetes. Officially a diabetic. Yeah, they gave you your papers. Wendy, like you're official now. Welcome to the club. Diabetes. Diabetes. Yeah. Diabetes. Diabetes. Yeah, officially, Wendy, when you become officially a diabetic, here's what they're officially going to do. They're officially going to prescribe you metformin. Okay? As soon as that number hits 6.5, they waiting. They like at 6.4, they like, man, they waiting. They waiting. They ready to write that script. As soon as that thing ticks over to 6.5, they like, ching. It's already at the pharmacy. You ain't even call it in or nothing. It's already there waiting for you. Yeah. Yes. So what does it mean, folks, when your number is 6.5 or better? I hit my blood work as a 9. All right, we're going to get to what that means. So what does it mean, folks, when your number is 6.5 or better? I hit my blood work as a 9. All right, we're going to get to what that means. So what does it mean? That's what it means. Diabetes. Officially a diabetic. But still, but what does that mean though? That still does not mean anything to me. So I'm a diabetic now. So what? Okay? Still doesn't mean anything to me. Kelly, can you make it make sense? All right, let's make it make sense. Let's tie it all together. So here's what it is. Let's tie this whole thing together. So I said, this number is one of the most important metrics that you'll ever take. Why? Is because this hemoglobin is attached to your life force. So the word hemo means iron and oxygen. So how much oxygen-rich blood do you have flowing through your body? Okay, this is what this number means, the hemoglobin. It means every time you breathe, every oxygen goes through every cell of your body. Every cell of your body. The A1C is how much sugar was, I said attached, but a better word would be stuck. I use stuck on purpose because stuck, that doesn't sound like a good word, does it? Stuck doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound good. Stuck? All right. So that is how much sugar was stuck to the hemoglobin over the past 3 months. And this number will tell you how insulin resistant you are becoming. So the higher the number is, the more insulin resistant you are becoming. And we said insulin is what? the most important hormone in the body, okay? We just established that. It's so important that if you're a type 1, here's how important insulin is. I'll tell you how important it is. If you are a type 1 diabetic and if you do not produce insulin, you will not survive. You will not, because it is that important. It is the most important hormone in the body. So if you do not have it, you will not survive. You will. So type 1 diabetics have to manually inject insulin daily for the rest of their life. Why? Because if they stop taking the insulin, they will not be around. Because that is how important insulin is. So but if you're a type 2 diabetic, you make too much insulin. And the fact that you make too much insulin, why? Is because we got these 4 areas of our life wrong. Activity levels or stress management, activity levels, eating, sleeping. So peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Now we've become insulin resistant. So do we not think that it's a problem that if insulin is the most important hormone in the body and we are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, that is a problem, okay? That has to be a problem. So the more insulin resistant you are, the higher your A1C will be, which means the more sugar is stuck to your life force, which means how more sugar is choking the life out of you. The higher the A1C, the faster you are checking out of here. The faster you're aging. That is what the hemoglobin A1C number means, people. It's just not a number like, oh yeah, it's a number. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, my numbers are 5.7, my numbers are 8, my numbers are 10, my numbers are 14. It's not a number. It's not just a number. It is literally your life force. The higher the number, the more insulin resistant you are, meaning the faster you are rusting on the inside, the faster you are aging, the faster you are glycating. That's the scientific word for it. Glycation. Advanced glycation. Advanced glycation. That is what it's called. That another way of saying the higher the number is, here's what it means. The higher the number, it means the faster you are digging a grave with your teeth. That's what the number means, folks. Okay? So it's not just the number. I don't know if anybody's ever broken it down to you like this before, but it's not just the number. Okay? It is your life force. And the more sugar that you have stuck to it, the more years you are taking off your life. So if you had plans on living your life until you're like later in life, if you let your A1C get out of control, the more years you are taking away from your life. Okay? Here's ideally where you want it. You want it to be ideally right here. Ideally, you want it to be 4.9 through 5.3. That's where you want it ideally. But if your number's all the way up here, 6.5, 7, 10, 14, 20, 17, the higher the number is, the more sugar you have attached to your hemoglobin, which is choking the life from you, which is taking years from your life. So if you've got plans, if you're a young dad and you got plans on walking your daughter down the aisle, let me see, hold on. If you've got plans of walking your daughter down the aisle, if you do not get this A1C number correct, the chances of you doing that are greatly diminished, have been greatly diminished. And the chances of another dude walking your daughter down the aisle have greatly increased. Why? It's because we thought that this A1C number was a game. And not only is it not a game, it is the most important number metric that you can possibly imagine, because the more sugar that you have stuck to this means the more your life force is being sucked out of you. So it's like an endless cycle. The higher the number, like right here, the higher the number goes right here. Then the higher your A1C. And then the higher your A1C, the more life's being choked out of your cells are being choked out by the sugar. Okay, and it's just an endless cycle. So this is how it keeps going. Okay? Until one day you no longer exist. Wait 20 years too soon. 20 years too soon, simply because we thought that this number was a game. It's not, folks. It's not. So here's what it is. Here's what it is. So if you're just coming into the room, do me a favor. Click the link in my bio. Understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, how are you managing this right here? This is what that quiz is going to tell you. That quiz is going to tell you, are you doing a great job managing this? Or you let things fly by the wayside and you're taking this number for granted. Okay? Which one are you? That is the question, folks. So if that makes sense, put a hell yes in the chat. Put a hell yes in the chat. The discount code is SAVE20. SAVE20. SAVE20 when I am live. If you are tired, if you are sick, if this A1C number doesn't mean anything to you, then fantastic. Continue to do what you are doing. If you have had diabetes for many, many years, and the number is still continuing to rise and nothing has changed, I'm just telling you what's going on. Telling you what that number actually means. Okay? That's what it means. Here's what type 2 diabetes is like. It is like I want you to picture this. I want you to picture, if you ever grew up in the 1980s, like I grew up in the 80s, I'm Generation X. If you grew up in the 80s, there was 1980s ninjas movies. And these guys were assassins, deadly assassins. Like the only way, silent assassins. The only way that you would know they were there is when it's too late. And these are ninjas. They'll take you out of here quickly. So when the fact that you cannot feel when your A1C number is high, you can't feel it. You can't feel it, right? But here's what it's doing to you. If you take a ninja and it had a baby with a Category 5 hurricane, I grew up in Florida, so I know a thing or two about the destructive power of a hurricane. Okay? And I'm in Texas now, so I know a thing or two about the destruction of a hurricane. So if a hurricane and a deadly assassin, a ninja, had a baby, it would be called type 2 diabetes. And how do you know that? What's it indicated from? It's indicated from that number right there. So that number, folks, is not a game. And somebody just got the challenge. Shout out to them. Shout out to them because they are on Team Get Better. Use the discount code to save 20, folks. Couple things in my bio. The quiz, the master class, after the master class. What's after the master class? The challenge is for people who are ready to take action. When you are ready to take action, you use that discount code, SAVE20, while I'm live, just like someone just did. You use that discount code and you will be a part of the challenge. What is the challenge? 14 days, I got you. At the end of the 14 days, that's 42 meals. I've got them all designed for you. It's a blueprint. You follow it, after 14 days, your blood sugar will be a whole lot different than what it is now. A whole lot different. Just had a client just now. She was on earlier, and I think she may be still on. She said hers was at like a 300, okay? When it started 2 weeks ago, now today is at a 150, 152, I think she said. From a 300 to a 150, cut in half, 14 days. That is the power of what we're doing. All through the power of your nutrition. So if you're taking medication as well, combined with this, yeah, it's going to be... What we're doing is very, very powerful. So you definitely probably want to call your doc like, hey doc, I'm getting ready to do this challenge. Like, we got to talk about these meds, right? Because we got the power of nature versus, the man-made stuff. So one's got to give. Okay? My vote is for the man-made stuff to give. That is my vote. Where's the blueprint? The blueprint is right here. The blueprint is right here. Yeah, sometimes it echoes. I don't know. Sometimes it echoes. I got to try to figure out what's going on with the echo. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. But the blueprint is right here. Right here, folks. Do me a favor, folks, and also bebop that screen, man. Bebop that screen and share this live out to anybody that you know struggling with diabetes, pre-diabetes, all of that. Anybody that you know that is struggling. Man, we're going to be on here for another, what are we going to be on for another 2.5 hours. So let's go. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling. Right here, so click up here. And then click on my face again. Here we go. Right here, look. Click right here. Here's the quiz. Somebody just took the quiz. The master class. There's the master class right here. And then look. Ooh, the challenge. And also there's a PDF as well. Right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is for people who are ready to accept the challenge and are sick and tired about complaining about it. Complaining about diabetes whipping their butt like it was for me. When you're ready to get off of that train and you're ready to get on Team Get Better, those are the people who have accepted the challenge. Use the discount code SAVE20. The discount code does apply. Use SAVE20. Do not put any spaces in it. It's one word. One word. One word. Here we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's still here. She's still here. She absolutely recommends the challenge. Listen. If you are ready for change, the challenge is the next step. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to find the link. Yeah, you click that link in my bio, boss, and it's there. You click it there, right up here. You click there. It does, click there. If you click right here and then you click my picture again, and then you'll see a link that says Linktree right here. It'll say Linktree. See something like that? And then right there it says Linktree. So click up there, click my picture, then click my picture again, and then click where it says Linktree, and it'll take you right there. Discount code, yeah, it applies. Yeah, just use the no space. Okay, Jacqueline, you say you're struggling. Like, tell me about that. You're struggling. What are you struggling with? Because it depends. It depends on how bad you're struggling. Because typically we talk about change over here. So change is for things to change, you have to change. If you don't like the output, you got to change the input. We got to change what we're doing. So if we don't like the results that we're getting, what that means? We don't like the results that we're getting, we be getting these same results. That means that something has to change. So if you don't like the output, we have to change the input. So we got to change what we're doing to get a different result. If we do that, that is when the results come. Results don't come from just doing the same thing over and over again, hoping and praying and wishing for something to change. No, for things to change, you have to change. So that's what we talk about. That is what I in my philosophy. Things have got to change. What about fasting? Fasting can be good if you use it as a tool. So if you're not metabolically flexible, we're not going to be fasting right away. So initially, we're going to start off with 12-hour fast. And then after the 12 hours, we're going to start building from there. We can build from there. All right? But in the beginning, no, we're not going to be fasting in the beginning. But fasting is great. It can be used as a tool if you are metabolically flexible. Can numerous types of mold toxins exposure cause hemoglobin to go up? I'm not a toxicologist, but I don't know about that one. So I can't answer that one with absolute certainty on that one, boss. My fasting numbers were in the, see, here she goes, there's Rosie. My fasting numbers were in the high 200s, up to 295. This morning, 290. This morning, 152 during the day yesterday, 89. Wow. My fasting numbers were in the high 200s and up, 295. Now it's 152 this morning. During the day, it goes to 89. Wow. That is why, because she's doing the challenge. She just did this. She accepted the challenge, and she was ready for change. So if you're ready for change, just again, for things to change, you got to change. You got to change the output. If you don't like the output, you got to change the input. That is what you got to do. 4 areas of your life have got to improve: activity levels, eating, sleeping, stress management. Those 4 areas have got to improve. But in the challenge, we only focus on, it's because it's 14 days, we focus on the C, which is clean eating. Use the discount code when I am live, save 20, and you will get the challenge. Instead of $99, you will get the challenge for $79 when I am live. If you use the discount code, save 20. One word, no space. It will work if you, no spaces in that. Hey, how you doing? I'm type 1 diabetic. Do you have diets that work well do I have diets that work well with moderate Exercise, absolutely, absolutely. Type 1 diabetics are welcome in the challenge as well. Here's the thing, here's the difference between a type 1 diabetic and a type 2 diabetic. The symptoms are the same. What's the symptom? The symptom is high blood sugar. That is the symptom. It is the same. So if you're a type 1 diabetic, if you're a type 2 diabetic, the symptom is high blood sugar. That's the symptom. Now, how you got high blood sugar is different. For type 1 diabetics, it's caused by your immune system attacking your pancreas. So you produce little to no insulin. But you need insulin because it's the most important hormone in the body. But type 2 diabetics, you've got too much. You got too much. So we gotta get you to have less, okay? So too much insulin versus too little insulin. So that's the difference between type 1 and type 2. The end result is the same, high blood sugar. So that is the end result. Because insulin doesn't work. Either you don't have insulin or it's not working right. Either way. So the result is high blood sugar. So type 1s are welcome in the challenge as well. I tried intermittent fasting, but I gained that weight back so fast. Yeah, that's because you're not metabolically flexible. It's only temporary. It's about what you do over the long haul. It's about, you got to train your body. You got to train your body to fast. Like yesterday. Like I didn't even have to eat yesterday, but I ate yesterday but I could have went the entire day without eating. That means that I'm metabolically flexible. That means that my body can shift between burning food for energy and burning fat for energy. Burning food and burning fat. And you won't even notice the difference. You won't even notice that you're feeling different. You won't get hangry. You won't get none of that stuff. Man, back in the day, I used to get so hangry. I'm talking about, I had to, if I didn't get anything to eat, like I'm getting so hangry, I'm getting mad at people, I'm cursing at people, I'm yelling at people, I'm getting to the drive-thru and at McDonald's, and the person in front of me is taking a long time with their order, and I'm yelling at them, I want to honk my horn, like I'm mad, I'm hangry. You know, that would have been me years ago. But I don't get hangry anymore. I really don't. I don't get hangry anymore. So yesterday I flew back. I flew back on the plane yesterday. And I didn't eat, I didn't really eat much yesterday. Why? It's because my body is metabolically flexible. My body can shift between burning fuel, burning food for fuel to burning fat for fuel. That is called being metabolically flexible. I'm so hangry. Yeah, you get hangry, right? I'm going to show you why you get hangry, because you go on that glucose roller coaster. So that's a good time for me to bring out the board here in a second. We're going to go in that in the next hour. We're going to talk about the glucose roller coaster. But right now, we're on your questions, folks. I eat no flour rice, lost 25 pounds in 4 months. Okay, Angela, shout out to you. Exercises as well, walk, reverse type 2 diabetes. I do intermittent fasting as well. Man, shout out to you, Angela. Shout out to you. I feel, Lady Laura says, I feel like dying. Wow, that's wow. That's interesting. Why do you feel like that, Lady Laura? That's very, very interesting comment. How can I get my glucose fasting numbers down? By getting these 4 areas of your life right, Victoria, which we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the glucose roller coaster, how you can get that thing down. Very first thing that you got to do, these 4 areas, how you got your high glucose numbers is because of these 4 areas that we didn't get right. What are the 4 areas? Stress management, activity level. Or let's go back to stress. It's a formula. So peaceful mind. Were we managing our stress, or were the kids always getting on my last nerve, or was my boss getting on my nerve, was my mother-in-law getting on my nerve, was my husband, was my spouse, was my whoever getting on, was my neighbor freaking getting on my nerves? Who was getting on my freaking nerves? Okay. That is where the stress management comes in. So stress, activity levels. When we've been a couch potato, if we've been a couch potato for many, many years, it's finally starting to catch up to us. Number 3, eating. Were we eating like crap over the years, or were we eating good food? Only you know the answer to that. And then finally, sleep. These 4 areas. How are you managing your sleep? Were you staying up all night partying, going out, hanging out with your girls to the after hours spot at 2 a.m.? After hours spot doesn't open until 2. These are the things that we got to know. Because all of that stuff accumulated over the years now causes you to have high fasting glucose numbers. Click the link in my bio, register for the quiz, take the master class where I go over the 4-part formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. It is called the Freedom Formula. So use that, watch that, and go from there. And then when you're ready to take action, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 42 meals, I got you, all designed. Proven formula, the blueprint, right? It's a blueprint. 14 days. At the end of the 14 days, your blood sugar will thank you. Use the discount code SAVE20 and you will get the challenge live, when I'm live, for $79 instead of $99. So use the discount code SAVE20. Here we go. Another issue I have, click the link in my bio. That's where all the stuff is, folks. It's like Disney World for diabetics. So if you're a diabetic, that link is like freaking Disney World for you. I fast for 16 hours every day. Fantastic. I have to stick my finger now. I can still get rid of it. Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely you can. You hang out with me. If you're about that action, a lot of people, here's what I say about taking action. Like, a lot of people want to do it. They want to do it. But here's the thing though. When I tell them, like, listen, I'm going to have to put in some work. Is it going to be easy? No, it ain't going to be easy. It's a challenge. Is it going to be difficult? Yeah, it's going to be difficult. But at the end of it, will it be worth it? Absolutely. And people are like, man, Kelly, that sounds good, man, but this diabetes is not whipping my butt yet. I ain't in enough pain yet. I ain't in enough pain yet to take action. I'm still in my comfort zone. The pain has not gotten bad enough yet, Kelly, to the point where I want to take action, where I'm actually going to take action. The pain right now is just at the point where I just kind of want to voice it. I want to voice it and want people to let people know. But when the pain gets bad enough, those are the people whose pain has gotten bad enough, those are the people who have accepted the challenge. If the pain has not gotten bad enough yet, they'll hang around still. They'll delay and stall as much as you possibly can. Why? Because people don't like change. We hate change. We don't like it at all. So that is why the challenge is only for people who are ready to take action. If you're just newly diagnosed with diabetes, typically the challenge is not going to be for you. Why? It's because you have not gotten to the point yet where the pain has gotten bad enough yet. Like if you're pre-diabetic, if you just had diabetes for a couple of years, but for the people who have had diabetes for many, many years, and you've gotten to the point where it's just like, all right, the pain has gotten bad enough, I'm going to take action. Enough with the talk. It's time to take action. Those are the people who have accepted the challenge. Use that discount code SAVE20. SAVE20 at checkout. 2 for 2. And then without exercise, blood sugar is so high, so I may need a balance. Yeah. Asian girl cookie. If you're ready for change, here's the thing. If you need change, for things to change, you got to change. I'm going to say that again. But I also add this to it. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, we're going to make sure that the diet is correct. So as a result, what's going to be of no need? Medication is going to be of no need. Hang out with your boy. Good morning. What's the challenge? Yeah, that's what it is. Can you drink a no-sugar protein shake after working out? Will that spike blood sugar levels? You want to get the one with least amount of ingredients in it. So no, it's not going to spike your blood sugar. If it's no sugar, the sugar is what's going to spike your blood sugar. So if there's no sugar in there, no, it's not going to spike your blood sugar. But do I recommend a no sugar one? We're talking about artificial flavors? No, we're going to avoid the artificial flavors. if that's what you're talking about, meaning by low sugar. So we want to get the protein powder with the protein shake with the least amount of ingredients. The least amount of ingredients. We ain't gonna get the ones with all of this, like, what the heck is all this stuff? Like, yeah, let me put that in the cart. Do not get that one. Get the one with the least amount of ingredients. So here's the thing. Someone asked, you're quite welcome, Mimos. Someone asked him, do you still take meds while on the challenge? Here's what I recommend people do. What we're doing is so powerful. Here's what we do. I recommend that you go talk to like, yo, doc, I'm meeting with this guy. He's a nutritionist. He's got me on this challenge. And he said that in 14 days, we're going to be working on my nutrition. And it's going to cause my blood sugar to come back within a normal range. It's going to start coming back within a normal range. And if you combine that with the meds, what we're doing naturally with the food, that's probably going to cause my blood sugar to drop really very, very low. So doc, what do you think? What do you say about these meds? Let's talk about it. What do you think? So call your doc, ask them, talk to the nurse, talk to the nurse practitioner, leave a message for the doctor, whoever, right? Say, yo, doc, here's what the deal is, and go from there. Because if you combine the meds with the challenge, yeah, your blood sugar is probably going to drop tremendously. And we don't want it to drop that low. How do I do on the 14-day challenge? Right here. You click up here, boss. Click up here, click my name, click the link in my bio, and then you're going to come to something that looks like this. Click my picture again. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come to something that looks like this. You're going to click right here. It says Linktree. Right there. There it is. There's everything there, man. There's the quiz. You want to go take that quiz. 2-minute quiz, understand and learn your diabetes management style, right here. The master class right here. And then the challenge is right here. There's where the challenge is right there. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The challenge is only for people who are ready for real change. If you are not ready for change, the challenge is not going to be for you. I'm telling you, what's going to happen is if you accept the challenge, and when it starts getting hard, this is why I don't give the challenge away for free. Because when it starts getting hard, you're going to say, you know what, this is not worth it. I'm going back to my comfort zone, okay? I don't want to do anything hard. So that is why I call it a challenge. So if you are open, if you are ready to accept the challenge, you don't have to accept the challenge. This is only for those people who have gotten in enough pain and they're on a mission to get on to the other team. What team is that? The team to get better. That is the mission that they are on. Those are the people who have accepted the challenge. If you use the discount code when I'm live, save 20, you will get the challenge for $79 instead of $99. So use the discount code save 20. Save 20, folks. Let me see. Can you give me an example of one day on the challenge? I don't have money to join right now. If you don't have money to join, that's fine. There's a lot of free stuff on my page. There is the quiz and there is the master class. There's a quiz and there is the master class. Basically, the challenge is, the one day of the challenge is, I've got all your meals designed for you. It's simple. You're going to be making simple dishes. Simple dishes. We're going to be sticking to like 3 categories of food. Simple dishes. That's it. First 11 days, simple dishes. Last 3 days, we start bringing you down. We start training your body to fast. So we train so it's a haul. We train it up, right? Train it over 11 days. And then like day 12, 13, and 14, we start bringing in some fasting at that point. Some modified fasting. Or we do it in a special way, specific way. So that's kind of how the challenge goes. We train our body to fast so that at the end of the 2 weeks, woo, you're becoming more metabolically flexible. So you're quite welcome. So that is it, folks, when it comes to diabetes. I didn't even know if I put this up here, that makes sense up there earlier. So when it comes to diabetes, folks, that A1C number is nothing to play around with. Like, do not play around with that A1C number. Get it down safely. Don't get it down quickly. A lot of people ask me, hey, how do I get this thing down quickly? It's not about getting it down quickly. It's about getting it down safely, effectively, and training your body to be more insulin sensitive. It says, good morning. Good morning. And still pregnant until Thursday when I have him. I have my diet control, and my A1C is a 5.3. Shout out to you, Aaron. And shout out to somebody for just getting the challenge. They are ready to accept the challenge. The question is, see, that person is on the team Get Better. They don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, I've been talking about it for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 30. Like, I talked to my doctor, I talked to my friends, I talked to any damn body who would listen about me and this diabetes. I talked to everybody. And after a while, like, people have become resistant to me, okay? They ain't listening anymore. Just like your cells have become insulin resistant, these people have become resistant to listening to what you were saying. So now you've gotten to the point where the time for talk is over and it's time for action. I love it. I love it. I love it when people are ready for action. I love it. Okay, let's get back to some of these questions. If you feel tired after eating, is that a sign of being? It is. That is called you on a glucose roller coaster, Sarah. If you are tired after eating, is that a sign of being a diabetic? That is one of the very classic signs that you are a diabetic, especially after you eat carbohydrates. That is a classic sign. That is called the glucose roller coaster. Stick around with me for here in a second. Start at hour number 2. I'm going to put in 14 minutes. I'm going to put the glucose roller coaster up here on the board. So stick around with me for a little while. Well, if you got to leave, come back. Make sure you come back at 9 Eastern time, or 9 Central time, sorry, 10 Eastern time. That is when I'm going to put the glucose roller coaster up here on the board. And I'm going to tell you exactly why you get tired all the time. I need help. My A1C is a 14, and I'm scared. I feel so sick with medication and feel shaky. Yeah, lovely Marie. That's yeah. You know what that means? If you're scared, you know what that means? That means that you know that something ain't right. Something is not right. That means you know that something has to change. You got to realize, how did your A1C get to a 14? Your A1C got to a 14 is because you are severely insulin resistant. So if you're insulin resistant, let me talk about this number right here. That means that your A1C is a little bit higher. That means that your life force is getting choked out. That means that things have got to change. If your A1C is at a 14, that means that you are so past the danger zone. That means that change has to happen, not now, but right now. That is when change has to happen. Because if you continue to go the same way that you are going, for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now, what do you think? What do we think the result of that is going to be? Yeah, I've seen the stories. I've seen them. Okay? So here's the thing. For things to change, you have to change. When your A1C is at a 14, you cannot feel it. Like I told you before, it is like a ninja combined with a Category 5 hurricane. When your A1C is at a 14, that is nothing to play around with. That means you need to get that under control. Not now, but right now. But if you don't like the output, you have to seriously change the input. You've got to change the input. What is the best way and safe way to bring it down? The best way and safe way to bring it down is to get these 4 areas of your life right. I start you off with the 14 day. Again, you don't have to accept my challenge. The very first thing that you got to do, though, is go take the quiz. I don't know if you've taken the quiz. Go take the quiz. The next thing to do is go take the master class. Sit in on the master class. It's a 4-part formula: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, where I break down the 4 areas. It's a master class. I break down these 4 areas and how to use your lifestyle. Lifestyle first, medication second, to defeat type 2 diabetes once and for all. And then when you're ready to take action, but not a second before, again, only for people who have gotten to the point where the pain has gotten bad, that is when you accept the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code SAVE20 when I'm live. You'll get it for $79. But other than that, there's a ton of free stuff. Do you have to watch the masterclass before purchasing the challenge? No. Or purchase the challenge then watch it? Yes, you do not have to watch the masterclass. The masterclass is here's what the masterclass is for. I got a lot of free stuff on my page. The quiz and the masterclass. If you want to sit in on the masterclass, great. But if you're ready for action, you're like, listen, I don't even need the challenge. Some people are like, I don't even want to watch the masterclass. I'm just ready to get into the challenge. Fantastic. If you're ready, people do that too. They don't even watch the masterclass. They just find me today. They're like, bro, I just found you. What's up with this challenge? Let's do it. and boom, they joined the challenge, right? They didn't even watch the masterclass, and they're in the challenge right now getting results. So no, you don't have to do the masterclass for that. Yeah, but you can also join the Reset Squad. So if you have not joined the Reset Squad, what is that? That is subscribing here to my channel here. If you subscribe here to the Reset Squad, what's the Reset Squad? Twice a week. Or we're going to start off with once a week right now. I'm going to figure out the days. But right now, once a week, I'm going to come on and I'm going to coach you. Eventually, we're going to get twice a week. I'm trying to figure out the days right now. But I'm going to come on once a week and we're going to coach you. I'm going to coach you. Live coaching on TikTok Live, right? For that, subscribers only. So if you're struggling with anything in any of those 4 areas, activities, eating, sleeping, stress management, I got you. My A1C is a 7.7. I'm not in pain. Should I still do the challenge? That's the point. Victorious lab production, like I told you before. When I tell you that type 2 diabetes is like a ninja. You cannot, what I mean by you cannot feel it. The only time that, if you ever watch ninja movies, the only time that you know that a ninja is there when it's too late. That is the only time that you will know that a ninja is there. Other than that, they will creep up on you very, very slowly, and take you out of here very, very quickly, slowly. That is what ninjas do. And that is what type 2 diabetes is like as well. You cannot feel it. You can't. You cannot feel it when your A1C is a 7.7 or 8, or maybe she can't even feel hers at a 14. She probably can't even feel it. But I can tell you this, it's doing category 5 destruction to your cells. So you cannot feel it, but it's a freaking tsunami going through your body. The higher the A1C number is. And it will take you out of here very, very slowly, quietly. That's why you can't feel it, boss. Let's see. All right. Let's get back to the questions. Who got some more questions? Please, is papaya good to eat? Here's the thing about fruit. You can eat the fruit, but here's the thing you want to eat. Do not eat the fruit on an empty stomach. Meaning, do not eat the fruit on an empty stomach. What does that mean? That means don't eat your carbs, don't eat your fruit naked. Don't eat it naked. That means eat clothing. Put clothing on your fruit. If you want to eat yogurt, like make it a Greek yogurt and berries. Apple and peanut butter. That's called putting clothing. So you put it with you pair it with a fat or a protein, like an avocado or some nuts and seeds or some chia seeds. This is what you pair the fruit with. Or you eat the fruit as a dessert. Think of fruit as a dessert. Going forward, this is the easiest way to do it. Think of fruit as a dessert. The same way that you would think about a chocolate cake, or the same way that you would think about some ice cream. Use fruit the exact same way. The exact same way. Think of fruit the same way. Papaya included. But don't eat it on an empty stomach. Put some clothing on your fruit. True, my husband is a 13.1. Yep, no signs of symptoms. Only found out because I made him get blood work just to check. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here for bingo? Absolutely. that is the classic sign right there. That's it. You cannot feel it. And it will creep up on you just like a ninja in the night. And the only time that you will know that your blood sugar is that high, when you go get a checkup, or if something, you just feel like, it gets so high, you just feel so weird. You feel super, super weird. That is when you're like, something's not right. You go get it checked, yeah. But I'm telling you, it's doing a category 5 hurricane damage to your body, to your cells. Sucking the life force, choking your life force. Your hemoglobin. From that sugar being stuck. It's like stuck is not a good word. Like get off. So you don't want anything that's sticking to your life force. Can it be reversed? Absolutely. You reverse the fitness, Lisa, the same way that you got it. The same way that you got it is the same way that you reverse it. How did you get it? By getting these 4 areas of your life wrong. You know, like I said, stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. Those are the 4 areas that we got wrong. What do we eat? We're supposed to eat clean, whole, unprocessed foods most of the time. I'm going to draw it up on the board probably like the next hour, the hour after that. But right now I'm going to do the glucose roller coaster. But yeah, that's it. It can be reversed the same way that you got it. You just got to reverse engineer the thing. Like, how did I get diabetes? Oh yeah, I got diabetes from, in my 20s, I was wilding out. I was neglecting those 4 areas of my life. In my 30s, things started to catch up to me a little bit. They didn't catch up all the way to me, but they started to catch up to me a little bit. Okay, but then when I turned 40, woo, man, it all caught up to me. It'll catch up to you. That is how you get diabetes. What about mango? No, mango is one of the most high glycemic fruits that there is. Can you eat mango? Yeah, but you want to eat the mango, like I said before, the same way that you want to eat the rest of the fruit. Eat it as a dessert. Eat it as a dessert, put clothing on it. Never wake up in the morning, first thing you do is like, you know what? I'm just going to go get me a mango and cut up me a mango and eat up me a mango first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Do not do that, okay? Do not do that. And the mangoes are going, mangoes, bananas, grapes, pineapples, watermelon. Watermelon. Like I got watermelon, I got a yellow watermelon in my freezer right now, in my fridge right now. I'm gonna get at that today. But here's the thing. I'm not gonna eat it naked. I'm not gonna eat it by itself. I'm going to eat that with I'm gonna eat it as a dessert. That's how I eat it. Just like the same way that I do fruit as a dessert. That's the same. That's how I eat fruit. That is how I would suggest that you eat fruit too. If you care about your blood sugar, I would suggest you eat fruit the exact same way. Here we go. Somebody else just got the challenge. Look at that. Folks, people are ready to get off of that complaint train, and get on to team Get Better. This is the team that they're on, man. I'm excited for them. I don't know who it was, but it goes into my system, and I'll find out who it was. But congratulations to them using that discount code. See, they use the discount code SAVE20. It's because they are ready for real change. My blood sugar is up and down. Yes, that's because you're not metabolically flexible. So if your blood sugar is up and down, I'm going to draw up that means you're on the roller coaster. And I'm about to put the roller coaster right up here on the board right now. What about using it as a smoothie? Using what as a smoothie? Fruit? As long as you pair it with a healthy fat, like maybe like some almond butter, or throw you some protein powder in there. So almond butter, protein powder, or an avocado, something to slow down. If you're using fruit, something to slow down the spike. Something to slow down that spike. How can you look into the correlation of hypoallergia and type 2 diabetes? I don't know about that one, boss. I don't know hypoallergia. I don't know about that one, boss. Is plantains okay? Yeah, same way. Plantains can be okay if you do them in moderation, right? I know that's cliche, but here's the thing. If you eat your plantains, I'm gonna draw the plate up here on the board. That question's a little bit early, but I draw the plate. I'm gonna show you how you can eat plantains, but basically, you want to do it the same way as I said for the fruit. If you eat the plantains, treat them just like a dessert. Eat them last. On all your plate, you got all your stuff on your plate. Save the plantains for last, okay? Eat everything else, but save the plantains for last. That's a little quick little scenario. Carrots, yeah, you can do carrots. Carrots they got some starches in there, but they're nominal, right? They're nominal. They're not like freaking oatmeal. You eat oatmeal, yeah. But carrots, have had some carrots. I consider those non-starchy veggies. Do you have to start the challenge as soon as you purchase it, or can you wait a few days? When you get the challenge starts whenever you go grocery shopping. So you get the challenge, you'll get an email. Check your email right away. It should come right to your email. The email's from me. You see my name up here, Kelly Gilberry. When you go grocery shopping, so if it takes you a few days to go grocery shopping, you'll get your list, log in, get your list, and then you go grocery shopping. Whenever you go grocery shopping, that is when your challenge starts. That is when your challenge starts. Whenever you go grocery shopping, right? Papaya smoothie, I meant that, can I add it too? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, as long as you got some healthy fats and proteins in there, you can add the papaya to the smoothie. Vegetables, early breakfast, raw cucumbers, yeah. Early breakfast morning, we're going to talk about that here in a second. I'm going to answer that question. So we're about to get onto the board. Is neuropathy from high A1C? Yes, it is from a high A1C, neuropathy. This right here, that means, like I said earlier, if you're just joining us, it means your hemoglobin, the A1C, I'm drawing the arrows here, the A1C, the sugar, is stuck to your life force. So the more sugar that you have stuck to your life force means it's choking out your cells. It's choking out your nerves. That's what it means. That means the nutrients cannot get to your nerves. The nutrients can't get to your nerves, so it's being choked out. Why? You're having a high A1C. Okay? All right, so let's get to this board. Let's talk about the glucose roller coaster. Man, who's ever been tired? Who's ever been tired? Listen, who's ever been tired? Who's ever been hungry? Who's ever been tired in the middle of the day, had those crashes? If you've ever done that, put a me in the chat. If you've ever had a meal and then like right after you have the meal, you just get tired, put a me in the chat if that's ever happened to you. You know what it means if that happened to you? You know what it means if it's happening to you? Here's what it means. It means, let me get some water. It means that you are on a glucose roller coaster. We're going to talk about that here right now. Do me a favor, while I'm drawing this on the board, click the link in my bio, click up here. Click the link in my bio, take the quiz, take the master class. It's all free, but when you're ready for action, use it for the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's not free. That's for people. Those are for the action takers. Those are for people who are sick and tired of diabetes. If you're sick and tired of diabetes, then the challenge is for you. But if you haven't gotten to the point where diabetes is, oh, you're okay with it, you're okay with taking the meds and all that, you're okay with it, great. Continue to do what you're doing, right? If nothing changes, I'll just say that if nothing changes, nothing is going to change. I'll just say that. But if you are ready for change, use that discount code to SAVE20. SAVE20. You'll get the challenge for $79 instead of $99. So folks, let's talk about the glucose roller coaster. So a lot of people have said, yeah, I get tired, Kelly. I get tired all the time. All right. What does that mean? Why are you always tired? So this is called the roller coaster. Roller coaster. Why are you always tired? Because you're on that roller coaster. We're going to get you off of that roller coaster. What does that mean? Here's what it means. I'm going to put 140. Then I'm going to put max. I'm going to put 100. And I'm going to put 70. All right. Here's where your blood sugar should be. On a normal, everyday basis, here's where your blood sugar should be. It should be anywhere between 70 and 100. 70 and 100. So right here. So on any given day, when you wake up in the morning, you don't have any food in your system, and you've been fasting, and no food in your system, just normal every day, or your stomach's empty, all of that stuff, no food in your bloodstream. Your blood sugar is going to be like this. You know, it's going to stay anywhere between 70 and 100. Okay, you eat some food and it may go up a little bit. All right, cool, it's supposed to go up. But generally, it's going to come back down. Generally, it's going to stay between 70 and 100. That is where you want your fasting blood sugar most of the time. If you eat food, you don't want it to go any higher than like 140. So 140, I put up here the max. 140. You don't want it to go any higher than that. So, but here's what happens in the real life though. That's generally where you want it to be. Let me erase this. That's generally where you want it to be, 70 to 100. All right, but here's what happens in real life. Folks, this is called the glucose roller coaster. Who knows what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fat? If you know what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fat, put it in the chat. Does it go up? Does your blood sugar go up? Does it go down? Does it stay the same? What happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fats? I'm talking about things like avocados, things like nuts and seeds, things like almond butter. What happens to your blood sugar? Somebody said not 300 or goes. Somebody said goes up. Tess Schmidt says it goes down. Any other guesses on what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat fats? What kind of fats? You know the fats we're talking about. Like I said, avocados, nuts and seeds. Avocados, nuts and seeds. Almond butter, things like that. What happens? All right, goes down. Somebody said goes down, goes down. All right, here's what happens. Whenever you eat fat, it stays just like this. Nothing happens. It stays the exact same. Stays within that 70 to 100. It doesn't raise at all. Nothing happens. Okay, so that's fat. All right, what happens to your blood sugar? Who knows what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat protein? Whenever you eat protein, what happens to your blood sugar, folks? Any guesses on what happens? Things like, steak, eggs, salmon, whatever. What happens to your blood sugar? Tofu. What happens to your blood sugar at that point? Somebody said, all right, stays the same, goes up. Stays the same, goes up. What happens to your goes up? All right. Here's what happens to your blood sugar whenever you eat, whenever you eat protein. It goes up. But here's the thing. It doesn't go up very much. It'll go up, but it's still going to stay within the range, right? Protein. It's pretty nominal. It's pretty nominal. It's kind of like if you live in California, you know a thing or two about earthquakes. You know a thing or two about earthquakes. And whenever you have an earthquake, here's what's going to happen. You're going to turn on the news later on that night and be like, hey, we had an earthquake. The news is going to be like, we had an earthquake today. You'll be like, I didn't even know we had an earthquake. Why? You couldn't feel it because it was so low on the Richter scale, meaning you couldn't even feel it. So it's the same thing whenever you eat protein. Whenever you eat protein, you get some movement in your blood sugar, but not a lot. Not a lot of movement. Not a lot. It's so nominal that it doesn't even really matter. Okay, so that's what happens whenever you eat fat and whenever you eat protein. All right. What happens? Who knows what happens now whenever you eat carbohydrates? What happens to your blood sugar, people, whenever you eat carbohydrates? You know the stuff I'm talking about. Rice, pastas, burritos, chips. You know what I mean? Like Doritos, bread. You know what I mean? Donuts. What happens to your blood sugar? Ooh, out of control. Somebody said goes up. Spikes. Ooh, goes up. It spikes. Up, way up. Way up, goes up, way up, yeah, it goes up. So here's what's called the roller coaster. So this is why we call it a roller coaster. So especially if you're a diabetic, especially if your numbers or your A1C is high, like in the 7s and the 8s and the 9s and all that stuff, here's what's happening. So you wake up and here's an example of a day, what happens when you're on the roller coaster. So you wake up in the morning, let's just say if your blood sugar, let's just say in a perfect world, let's just say you wake up in the morning and your blood sugar is at an 85 in a perfect world. And then in the morning time, you eat breakfast. And what do you eat for breakfast? Oh, you eat some Captain Crunch. You eat some Cheerios. You eat some, that donut. You eat, the pancakes. The pancakes with all of the syrup on the top of it. The ones from McDonald's with all the hot cakes and mom's pancakes. Like my mom used to make the best freaking pancakes. You eat that. Man, what's going to happen to your blood sugar? Whoop, whoop. It's going to go up just like this. And as quickly as it went up, that's called a spike. As quickly as it's going to come down. And so this is in the middle of the day. So we're going to say this is you ate breakfast at 8 a.m., 7 or 8 a.m., right? And then at about 10 a.m., you're at the office. You're at the office, right? You're at 10 a.m. and you're at the office. You're in your cubicle and you get the munchies. You're like, damn, man, I'm hungry. I got the munchies. So you go to the vending machine and you grab the junkiest thing out of the vending machine, like a Snicker bar. So you grab a Snicker bar and then your blood sugar goes back up again. And then as quickly as it went up, as quickly as it's going to come down. See, when it's coming down, folks, you know what's happening when it's coming down? Remember that stuff that people are like, hey, I get tired. Hey, I get hungry. Hey, I get sleepy. You know that? When we talked about, hey, I get tired, I get hungry, I get sleepy. Yeah, Krispy Kreme donut. There you go, Christine. Krispy Kreme donut. When you eat that Krispy Kreme donut, this is what's going to happen to your blood sugar. It's going to go up. And as quickly as it went up, as quickly as it's going to come down. Okay? You eat that Krispy Kreme donut. And then you're going to crash. You're going to be like, I'm so tired. I'm so hungry. I want more sugar. You're going to get mad munchies. So when it's crashing is when all of that's happening. So then, all right, so then noon comes. And then you go to lunch. You go to lunch with your coworkers at the office. And then you guys go to the buffet and you eat the biggest, junkiest meal that you can get. Or you go to Taco Bell and you get the junkiest meal that you can get from freaking Taco Bell. And then you eat that, and then as quickly as it came up, and then it's going to come down again. So who knows what happens at 3 p.m.? If you're at the office in your cubicle, and it's 3 p.m. hits, 2 or 3 p.m., what happens? Can you tell me what happens at 2 to 3 o'clock, folks? What happens to you? 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're at the office, and you're in your cubicle. And you're like, what happens? Yup. I spent all day trying to get back down. Yup. Maple syrup is my favorite. Ooh, waffles. Yeah, that's another one. Waffles. Tired. What type of milk is good for us? We're going to talk about that here in a second. But we're going to go back to the crash. We're going to shift subjects right now. We're talking about the glucose roller coaster. The crash. What happens, folks? You get tired. What about eating oatmeal? So oatmeal is the same thing. You eat oatmeal in the morning, especially if you eat it naked. You can eat oatmeal with the clothing. Put some protein and fats like almond butter. You can put protein powder. You can put some chia seeds in there, but don't eat it naked. Don't eat it naked. So at 3 o'clock, you get that 3 o'clock crash, okay? And then you go to the vending machine again. And you get something junky out of the vending machine, or your coworkers, or those donuts from this morning, the Krispy Kreme donuts that somebody brought to the office. You go grab you one of those donuts at 3 o'clock because they're still sitting in the break room. I worked in corporate America for 13 years, so I know a thing or two about break rooms. So you go into the break room, and then that Krispy Kreme donut is still there, and you eat that at 3 o'clock. And then your blood sugar goes up again. And then as quickly, and then now you're coming home, and then it's crashing when you're coming home. And then you get home, and then your wife cooks dinner, or your husband cooks dinner. It's 7 p.m. You're so hungry, and then your spouse cooks baked ziti for dinner, or spaghetti for dinner. What's for dinner, honey? Spaghetti's for dinner. And then you eat the spaghetti, and then what happens? And then your blood sugar goes up again. And then it comes down again. And then who knows what happens at 9 p.m., 9:15 p.m., 9 p.m. What's the time for it? About 9:15, 9:30ish. What's the time for, folks? Who knows what it's time for at that time? What do we normally do at 9:15? So this, folks, is called the glucose roller coaster. This is why you're tired all day. What happens? Yep, bed does happen. Yep, exactly. Christine hit the nail on the head. I eat a bowl of oatmeal porridge every day. Is that okay? All right, lay down. Yeah, you lay down. Mine never goes up like that. Yeah, well, a lot of people does. It's called the glucose roller coaster. Depends on how insulin resistant you are. So here's what happens at 9 p.m. you get the munchies again, and you go to the freezer and you get the biggest bucket of ice cream that you can get. Like, what's the biggest bucket of ice cream that I can get? That's what you go to. That's your go-to. And then you go and you get that big old bucket of ice cream because you're watching your favorite Netflix show. Netflix just came, you know what I mean? You binge watching your favorite show on Netflix. And then look, it goes up again. This is dinner, this is bedtime. But this time, after you eat that ice cream, this time it stays high, it stays elevated right before bed. We're talking about 10 p.m. 10 p.m. So what do? You go insulin, right? Insulin. So you take insulin at bedtime because your blood sugar is high at bedtime. And then as a result, what happens? Overnight, what happens? Overnight, who knows what happens at about 2 in the morning? What happens typically at about 2 in the morning? What happens to you? I can tell you probably what happens. You probably wake up, you're probably sleeping like 2 in the morning. You wake up like, You just wake up like that, right? You wake up like, whoa, what the hell is this? What the hell is happening here, folks? And you look at your spouse is looking at you like, what the hell is wrong with you? The reason that they're looking at you like that is because your blood sugar has tanked overnight. Your blood sugar is tanked and it dropped overnight. It dropped overnight to now it's at like a 50. So like a 50 now. Because you took a bunch of insulin before you went to go to the bed. And then the next day, the whole thing starts over again. And you start right back over here once again the next day. Okay? So that is called the glucose roller coaster. So you start here 8 in the morning, eat your breakfast, eat a snack, and then a snack, and then the lunch, and then the 3 p.m. crash, and then the snack, and then the dinner, and then the crash, and then the ice cream, and then the insulin, and then the blood sugar drops, and then the cycle repeats itself every single day. Every single day. Right? That is what you call a glucose roller coaster. That's what that's called, a glucose roller coaster. So you want to get off of the glucose roller coaster. What happens when you're on the glucose roller coaster? Hunger cravings, you get hungry, you get tired, and you get hunger, tired, and you get sugar cravings. And you're not metabolically flexible. I mean, you can't go hours. If you got to go 3 hours without eating, it's like freaking torture. If you're highly insulin resistant, every time you eat like this, your insulin stays high. And when your insulin stays high, insulin is only going to come down whenever all of the blood sugar is out of the bloodstream. So when there's no more blood sugar in the bloodstream, when it goes back to the normal range, the insulin will start to come down. But until all of the blood sugar is out of the bloodstream, insulin will stay elevated. So if you're on a glucose roller coaster all day, your insulin is always elevated, which means you will always be insulin resistant until you get yourself off of the glucose roller coaster. Okay? You got to get off the glucose roller coaster. And I'm going to show you next on how to get off of the glucose roller coaster, starting with your breakfast. So if that makes sense to y'all folks about the glucose roller coaster, put a hell yes in the chat if that makes sense and what the heck a glucose roller coaster is. Yeah, I got you. Help. It crashes bad. Let's see what he's saying. Put a hell yes if that makes sense about the glucose roller coaster. Mine never goes up like that. Yeah, okay, at 9, you're exhausted and want a snack. Yeah, that's exactly it, Shannon. You said it. You want a snack. Exactly. You're exhausted. No, never goes down. Yeah, it could never go down. Yeah, it depends on how insulin resistant you are. It crashed bad. Crashes bad. Yeah. Can you eat Raisin Bran cereals? No, you can't. We're not eating the Raisin Bran. We're not eating Raisin Bran. No. My husband stays high all day, no matter what he eats. That's because he has not hung out here for bingo. He has not hung out with me yet, but that means that he's not metabolically flexible. That's what it means. Click the link in my bio, folks. Use the discount code for the challenge. If you're ready for challenge, if you're ready to get off of the glucose roller coaster, like a lot of people are ready to get off of this roller coaster, number one thing that you got to do is if you're just joining us, click the link in my bio, take the quiz It's a 2-minute quiz. The next thing to do is to register for the master class. It is a master class. 4-part formula that I go over. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts to how to defeat type 2 diabetes once and for all. And then finally, the master class. Or not the master class, sorry, the challenge. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. The challenge is only for people who are ready to get off of this glucose roller coaster. So if that makes sense, put a hell yes in the chat. Some people got some hell yeses. Yep. Need to quit cold turkey. Okay. So somebody said brown bread. Okay. So where do we start? So do we start with a fast? No, you don't start with a fast. You never start with a fast. You start with, you got to train your body to fast. That is why I'm going to be your tour guide on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. On the 14-day challenge, here's what I did. I took all of the guesswork out of it for you. Like all the guesswork it's gone. There's no more guesswork because I already did all the guesswork for you. All you got to do, it's not even guesswork, it's science work. That's what I did for you. It's not guessing. It's science is what I did for you. Nutritional science. So go get the food. Here's how the challenge goes. Get the food. Same thing you always do. You go to the grocery store and you get food, right? And then you bring the food home, and then what do? You cook the food. It's the same thing. You cook the food, and then finally you eat the food. That is how you do your normal everyday life. So nothing is going to change in that aspect. The only thing is we're going to add a different aspect onto it, a fourth part, and that is get the results. Okay? In my challenge, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, you get the food, you cook the food, you eat the food, and then you get the results. That's it. You follow the blueprint like everybody else, you get the results. If you do not follow the blueprint, you're probably not going to get as good of results as someone else who is actually going 100% for 14 days. If you go 100% for 14 days, you will get the results. Now, if you're slacking off and you're like, I don't really want to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to do this instead. Yeah, you're probably not going to get as good of results as you would like to get, right? So that's what the challenge is all about. Use the discount code SAVE20 when I am live. Not metabolically flexible, what does that mean? That means if your husband is not metabolically flexible here, bingo, that means that, that means that a lot of people always ask me about fasting. Like, Kelly, should I fast? Can I fast? What about fasting? Like, yeah, fasting is great. But if you're not metabolically flexible, you should not be out here fasting. What does that mean? That means that your body runs on 2 fuel sources. Your body runs on the food that you just ate. For the food that you just ate, your body is going to use that first for energy. So all the food you just ate, the body's like, let's get that out of the bloodstream and let's store that in our fat cells. That's where it stores it. It's stored in our reserve. So you're using it now, or we're storing it in our fat for later use. Because when all the food is gone out of my bloodstream, then I have to shift over to the fat for energy. That's why I put it in the storage tank. Okay, that's why I put it there. But if you're not metabolically flexible, i.e. if you're insulin resistant, i.e. if you're a type 2 diabetic, PCOS and all that stuff, that means when there's no more food in the system and your body needs to shift over to burning fat, that means it can't do it. It's having a real tough time doing it. A very, very tough time because you're not metabolically flexible. Why? It's because the signal is blocked because of too much insulin in your body. That is why you're not metabolically flexible, because you have too much insulin in your body, which made you become insulin resistant, which means that another way of saying a metabolism is how does your body process energy? How does your body process energy? That's what it means. So if you're not metabolically flexible, it means that your body is not properly processing energy. So we have to fix that before we start fasting. What's the best food to eat in the morning? Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna show you how to get off of that roller coaster. All right. Somebody says, Victoria said, I bought the challenge. So does it start now or can I wait to start? You start whenever you go grocery shopping. You got an email. In your email, congratulations to you. You got an email. Go check your email. It's from me. So go check the email. And then when you get the email, log in. So reset your password and then log into the system. And then you get all the goodies there, right? You get all the shopping lists and everything. And then once you get the shopping list, that is when you start. I mean, whenever you go shopping, that is when you start. that is when you will start. What is the best food to eat in the morning? Okay, good point. Good question. Good question. Here's how you get off the roller coaster. Here's how you get off the roller coaster. You want to eat a savory breakfast in the morning. Here's what I mean by a savory breakfast. You want to eat a savory breakfast and not a sweet breakfast. Okay? Will the challenge put me in hypoglycemic state? If you're on medication, like I told you before, check with your doctor and tell them, if you're taking medication, check with your doctor and tell the doctor what's happening with this. So we want to try to avoid hypoglycemic state because what we're doing is very, very powerful with the nutrition. So if you're combining that with the medication, yeah, we got to talk about that, right? I would recommend you talk to your doctor and tell them what it is because it could raise an issue. Best food to eat in the morning is a savory breakfast. Here's the savory breakfast. Breakfast. I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but here is breakfast. Here's how you get off the roller coaster. I just said that was a roller coaster, right? Here's how you get off of that freaking roller coaster. 70, 100, 140, max. Here's how you get off of that roller coaster. I'm going to get back to the questions here in a second. But here's how you get off of that roller coaster. In the morning time, you're going to go savory breakfast. Savory. I think it's 2 V's in savory. Savory breakfast. That is your favorite protein. So protein, a fat, veggies. Savory breakfast. So in the morning time, you want to eat your favorite protein. So it could be chicken, beef, eggs, salmon, whole protein, clean proteins with a side of veggies, non-starchy veggies, broccoli, asparagus, onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, leafy greens like kale, spinach, arugula, things like that. A side salad and then an avocado, right? Favorite protein, side of veggies, fat, healthy fat, avocados, nuts and seeds. What that's going to do is going to cause your blood sugar to stay like this most of the time, right? When you eat these, like I said earlier, when you eat protein, what happens to your blood sugar? Not very much. When you eat fat, what happens to your blood sugar? Nothing at all. When you eat veggies, yeah, veggies are carbohydrates, yes, but they are high quality carbohydrates and they are very, very low on the glycemic index. And with these non-starchy veggies. So if they raise your blood sugar, it is going to be very, very nominal, very minimal. So that is why you want a protein with a fat with some veggies. And that will cause your blood sugar to stay like that most of the morning, most of the day. So that's going to set you up for a good day. What is that going to do? That's going to give you nice, sustained energy. Nice, sustained energy. That's what it's going to give you. Nice, sustained energy. Over the day. Instead of being on that roller coaster. Remember that roller coaster we talked about? Getting off of that roller coaster? We don't want to get on the roller coaster. This is how you avoid getting on the roller coaster. In the morning, you want to have a savory breakfast, not a sweet breakfast. You know, sweet breakfast I'm talking about. You go and you just grab a banana, or if you grab a big bowl of fruit, or if you grab some raisin bran, somebody talked about. You grab something like that, okay? In the morning, something sugary. Mom's pancakes are delicious. But with the maple syrup and all that stuff and whatever, honey and all of that, with the pancakes, yeah, it's going to raise your blood sugar so high in the morning, you don't want to start your day like that. You want to start your day like that. Nice, sustained energy. So that is how you get off of the roller coaster, folks. So if you want to get off of that roller coaster, a couple of things that you can do. Number one, if you're just joining us, click the link in my bio and take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz. What is this 2-minute quiz? This quiz is going to tell you your diabetes management style. That's what the quiz is going to do. It's going to tell you your diabetes management style. What's your style? Well, we don't know. We got to find out. There's 2 styles. Either you're going to be on Team Ant or you're going to be on Team Grasshopper. Which team are you going to be on? After you take the quiz, the next thing to do is to register for the masterclass. So 4-part, it's a free masterclass. Free masterclass. I've already recorded it. It's free. It's on demand. So you get it, you watch it. It's like an episode, watch an episode of Law and Order, 45 minutes. The same thing with this, man. It's not going to take you long at all. 45 minutes for the rest of your life. That is I'm giving you the keys to the castle to defeat type 2 diabetes. And lastly, for people who are ready to take action, and this is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, this is only for people who are very, very serious. It's not for people who are just like, you know what, man, I'm just dragging my feet and dipping my toe in. Like, diabetes has not gotten bad enough yet. I'm not at that point yet, Kelly, where I'm ready to take action. Fine. If you're not at that point yet where you're ready to take action with diabetes, fantastic. Do what works for you. If what you're doing is working for you when it comes to managing diabetes, no matter how many years you've had it for 20-something years, and if that's working for you, continue to do what you're doing. But if it's not working for you, you've had it for many, many years, then that means, you know what that means? That means that is your sign that something is telling you that you need to change. Okay? Something you need to change. Something needs to change. For things to change, you have to change. If you don't like the results that you've been getting over the past 25 years with diabetes or however long it's been, don't like those results, then that means that something has to change. If something does not change, things will continue to stay the same. They will continue to stay the same until you change. Right? Somebody trying to battle me. I don't battle. You're going to win. You're going to win the battle. I don't know how to battle, but you're going to win. It won't go away. Somebody trying to battle me. Can you give me a brief synopsis of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? Yeah. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Thank you, Straight No Chaser. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is all about the people who are ready for real change. It's not for people who are dipping their toe in the water, right? These are only for people who like have diabetes for many, many years. If you're newly diagnosed, it's probably not going to be for you. Why? It's because it's hard. It's hard. Why? 42 meals. I got you. I designed all 42 of your meals. It's a blueprint. All you have to do is go to the store, get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the results. It's a challenge. Why is it a challenge? Because I'm designing all your food. I was a diabetic. I had heart disease, and I was obese. This is my story. No more. I'm no longer a diabetic. I no longer have heart disease, and I'm no longer obese. Why? It's because the same formula that I put myself through, the same blueprint, the same process that I put myself through, and that all of my clients go through. That is what the challenge is all about. Take the first 14 days of my 90-day program, and I've put it into the challenge. So everybody goes through the challenge. 42 meals, I got you. That is the challenge. So let me design that for you. And to eat the meals. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy. Is it going to be hard? It's a challenge. So it's supposed to be hard, right? But at the end of the 14 days, your blood sugar will look totally different. Why? It's because I know that glucose roller coaster I just talked to you about, I know how to manipulate that thing based on the foods that you eat. And 42 meals, that's a lot of meals for me to go in there to adjust to bring your blood sugar back into the normal range. So that's what the 14-day challenge is about, folks. It's not for people who are just, if they're like, I'm not really that serious yet, Kelly. The pain has not gotten bad enough yet for me to want to take action. I have not gotten there yet. So when you're talking about challenges and things being hard, I'm not there yet, bro. The pain of diabetes has not gotten hard enough yet. So here's the thing, when people will change. The only time that people will change is when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. That is when you will change. When the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, that is when you will change. Other than that, human beings will not change, okay? Because the pain hasn't got bad enough yet. So it makes sense. I get it. If the pain ain't got bad enough yet, why change? You know what I mean? I get it. But for those who are ready to change, that's what the challenge is about. I always start off, here's your mission. Should you choose to accept it? You ain't got it. I always start off, here's your mission. Should you choose to accept it? You ain't got it. You don't have to accept it because there's a lot of free stuff on my page. So you don't have to accept the challenge. Let's get back to some of these questions. Some questions down here, man. I missed a couple of questions. Brown bread, so what do you think? How do you fat, multigrain, metabolic flexibility? Yeah. What's the best food to eat in the morning? Got that one. What's the challenge at the start? Yeah, got that one. Will the challenge put me in height? Got that one. Type 1 or type 2? Both. Both, type 1 and type 2, right? Because the result of type 1 is high blood sugar. That's the symptom. The symptom of type 2 is high blood sugar. Those are the symptoms. So therefore, the challenge is for type 1s as well. Use the discount code when I'm live, save 20, save 20. The challenge is $99, folks. But while I'm live, the live discount code is save 20, save 20. What about fruit? Fruit is not, yeah, what about fruit? Fruit, we're not doing fruit, we're going to get to fruit later. Fruit later, but do not eat your fruit naked. But fruit, as far as the challenge is concerned, when you get in, you'll see your shopping list as far as fruit is concerned. So what do we do for that? What do you do for what? I don't know. How do you get excess insulin out? Well, you get excess insulin. That's a very good question, Darren. You get excess insulin out the same way that you got it in. Same way that you got it in. How did you get excess insulin in? That's a better question. And then how do you get it out? Because we got to go to the root first. How it got in? It got in because we didn't get these 4 areas of our lifestyle right. And it causes our body to produce more blood sugar. What are those 4 areas? Stress management. If you are constantly stressed, chronically stressed, cortisol will kick your ass. Cortisol will cause you to become a diabetic. Cortisol will cause, this hormone, will cause your blood sugar to rise, which causes your insulin to rise. So you gotta bring it down. You gotta bring it down. Send me the shopping list. The shopping list is only for people who are in the challenge, Adira. If you're not in the challenge, then you're not going to get the shopping list. It's only for people who are in the challenge. So how do you get excess? That's how you get excess insulin out. Is you got to get those 4 areas of your lifestyle right. Peaceful mind, active body, moving your body, because muscles are hungry. Muscles are hungry. So the more you're using your muscles, the bigger your muscles are, the less glucose you're going to have going through your bloodstream because the muscles are going to soak it up. And then eating, right? Are you eating a bunch of Franken food? Or we're going to talk about here in a second. Or you're eating a bunch of Franken food or crap. And then finally, sleep. Sleep is so important. People don't understand how important it is, but we sacrifice sleep. Those are the 4 areas. And then in alcohol, those are other areas as well. But the main 4 areas are those. We get those 4 areas right. You click the link in my bio, register for the masterclass. I break down those 4 areas and how you can start to fix your lifestyle and how you can start defeating type 2 diabetes, because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition, meaning it was caused by your diet and was caused by your lifestyle. It's crazy that type 2 is even called diabetes. Type 1 is so drastically different. Yeah, it's very drastically different. The only difference is the commonality is high blood sugar. That's the symptom. High blood sugar. Type 1, high blood sugar. Type 2, high blood sugar. But everything else is totally different. It's totally different. So eggs, cheese, and peppers. If that works for you, yeah, that'll go. If that works, so eggs, eggs will go right there. And the cheese will go right there. Sure, that works for you. I'm not a dairy guy. I don't recommend folks eat dairy, but if you eat dairy, fine. That works for you. Fantastic. That can go in the fat as well, and then the veggies. So yeah, that'll work. So A1C is a 9. Insulin level is high. A1C is So A1C is a 9. Insulin level is high to insulin resistant on not meds. Will this help? Yes, absolutely. The challenge is for people who are struggling with type 2 diabetes. If you've had diabetes for many, many years, your number is a 9, a 10, a 20, or whatever your number is. That means that you're not metabolically flexible, and that means you're severely insulin resistant, and that means that your body is having a tough time processing energy. The reset, the 14-day blood sugar reset, is for anybody who is struggling with these conditions for many, many years, and they've gotten to the point where they need change. You hang out with me for 2 weeks, 42 meals. At the end of the 2 weeks, there's a lot of people who are coming on here and talking about the challenge. They've joined the challenge and their lives have changed. Their numbers are changing dramatically in as little as 7 days, 2 weeks, man. Yeah. So it's for you, Tess. Okay, is it okay to have fiber drink with breakfast? Yeah, you can have a fiber drink with breakfast. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can have a fiber drink with breakfast. I recommend it, yeah. So if you fiber with breakfast, yeah, absolutely. 100%. That's why we get the veggies, right? But I prefer veggies. But if you want a fiber drink, all right, fine, whatever works for you. But I prefer veggies, protein, fat, veggies. I'm an authentic type of guy. My doctor not just started me the dollar, right? It puts me in hypoglycemic state. And what do you think? Well, your doctor is going to tell you that because your doctor wants you to keep taking medication, Victorious. He's going to want you to take medication. That's why. So that's the only thing. He's not going to want to get you off of that medication. You can look at my clients. You can look at my research, and you can see where people coming off their medication. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. I can't tell you not to take your meds. That's between you and your doctor. That's not my decision to make. That's between you and your doctor. But what I'm telling you, what we're going to be doing is so powerful that, yeah, we're doing it the natural way. So the meds can conflict with that. But the idea is to get off the meds. We're getting off the meds. So which one do you want to do? You want to get off the meds, or do you want to, it's kind of a gray area right there. So that's between you and your doctor. Can you give a brief synopsis of 14-day? I gave that one. 14-day blood sugar. What about lunch? Oh, what do you eat for lunch? Oh, we'll talk about that here in a second. I'm going to draw that up on the board. The clean eating plate. That's going to be in the next hour. Yes, it's been high. I'm wondering what I'm doing wrong. I have cancer. Could that interfere? So if these 4 areas, we got to get 1, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Check out the masterclass, and I'm going to give you a whole bunch of tips and pointers and everything in there in that masterclass. Click the link in my bio, and there you go. It's going to be in there. How do you join the challenge? Here's how you join the challenge. If you click the link in my bio right here, you click right up here, right there, and then you're going to click on my picture again. It's got the link in my bio, right here. And you're going to get to something that looks like this. So up here, click right here, and then click my picture again, and then you're going to come to something that looks like this, and then here's how you get to all the links. It says Linktree. What's all there? The quiz is there. The masterclass is there. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. This PDF is free. Right? So this PDF, even if you don't want to listen to the masterclass or watch it, you're like, Kelly, I can't even stand your voice, bro. I would rather watch it, or I would rather read it. Sorry. You can click right here and you can download and read it. But for those who are ready to take action, here's the only link that is not free. So everything else is free. This one's not free. 14-day reset challenge is not free. Again, it's not for everybody. That's why I had to charge you for it. It's not for everybody. It's only for people who are ready to take action. And the people who are ready to take action, so you're ready to take control of your blood sugar. If you're not ready to take control of your blood sugar, here's a before and after picture of me. All right, do not click that button if you're not ready for action. What the people are saying. People who have accepted the challenge and taken the challenge. Frequently asked questions. The reason I created the challenge is because I know there's a lot of people out there struggling. A lot of people out there who's been going to taking all the meds for many years. Listen, I was a diabetic. I had heart disease and I was obese. The triple whammy. All 3. The hat trick. I am no longer any of those anymore. Why? It's because I found out that type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. Meaning it was my diet and it was my lifestyle that caused me to become a diabetic. It wasn't the medication. So once I fixed my diet and I fixed my lifestyle, that is where the magic happened. So that is why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Same process that I put myself through, same process that I put all my clients through. Listen, I'm just throwing the challenge out there. You don't have to accept it. You can go tell me, Kelly, kick rocks. I ain't ready. Great. You want to tell me kick rocks? Fantastic. It is only, and if you tell me to kick rocks, great. And I say thank you for telling me that, because the challenge is only for people who are ready for serious change. If you're ready for serious change when it comes to diabetes, gestational diabetes, PCOS, pre-diabetes, maybe if you're in the pre-diabetic range, you might not be ready yet. Because the challenge is when it gets hard, you may say, I'm just a pre-diabetic, so the pain is not bad enough yet, and this is hard, so I think I'm going to stop. So that's why I have to charge you for the challenge, because if I give it to you for free, and when it gets hard, you're going to stop. You're not going to make it through the whole 2 weeks. You're going to stop. You're going to say, nah, I want to go eat my something, right? But if you let me design 42 meals for you, at the end of the 42 meals, at 14 days, your blood sugar will thank you. Use the discount code to SAVE20 at checkout, and you will get the challenge for it. Instead of $99, you will get it for $79. Use the discount code when I am live, SAVE20. One word, SAVE20, discount code. I'm going to put it up here. SAVE20. That is the discount code. One word. No spaces. So let's get back to some of these questions. If you guys got any questions, throw them in the chat. Let's get back to some of these questions. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the clean eating plate. How should I begin? You begin by clicking the link in my bio. And when you click the link in my bio and you see all the goodies on there, it's like Disney World for a diabetic. You start by taking the quiz. As you can see, somebody just took the quiz. Sharon just took the quiz, and she scored a grasshopper on the quiz. So that means that she's got some work to do. That's what it means. How much does it cost? It's $79 if you use the discount code SAVE20 when I am live. Yes, if you would like to join when I'm live, use that discount code SAVE20. Click up here, click right there, and then click on my picture again, and it'll take you to that. Well, the link says Linktree. So click on that link that says Linktree right up under my picture. Let's see here. How do you join the challenge? Yeah. Thank you for definitely looking into it. Yep. I would like to join. How much does it cost? Yep. My A1C is a 6. It gave me a grasshopper. How should I begin? What do you prefer for lunch? I'm about to draw the lunch on the board, right? Give me. We're gonna go to lunch here in a second. Hi, I went to your page. Do I sign up for the challenge? Hi, I went to your page. How do I sign up for the challenge? Did you click the link that says link? Did you click the link that says? If you went to my page, you should see this button that says right here. It says Linktree. It says there's a little button a little link that you can click that says Linktree. If you can't find it there, that's if you went to my page, that's where it is. It's right there. It says Linktree. It doesn't say challenge. A lot of people expect it to say quiz. It doesn't say quiz. It doesn't say challenge. No, it says Linktree. You just click that. So if you're on my page, you shouldn't have a problem finding it. Is berberine good to lower your blood sugar? Berberine is going to be used as a tool. Berberine is great in that aspect. But here's the thing though. Just like any other supplements, I say it's always going to be lifestyle first, medication second. If we cannot fix it with the diet and we cannot fix it with the lifestyle, then we can start talking about medication. But berberine is not a medication, it's a supplement. But it's the same thing. We got to get our diet and lifestyle right first. Diet first. If we get the diet right first, then we can start talking about adding things like berberine and apple cider vinegar and things of that nature. But until we get the diet right, the berberine and all that stuff is not going to be very effective if we're still eating trash. We still don't have our stress right. We're still not moving our body. We're still not sleeping right. You know what I mean? So berberine is great, but use it as a bonus or as a tool. Yeah, link under the profile picture. Do you think drinking diet and zero sodas can affect my... Hold up. BG Misha is asking, do you think drinking diet and zero sugars can affect my diet? What do you mean affect your diet? Again, affect your... I don't know what you mean affect your diet. Do you mean affect your blood sugar? I think that's what you mean. Here's the thing about those are artificial sugars. So it's artificial. So you don't want to put anything in your body that's artificial. You see all these trillions of cells that you have here? It's like trillions of cells that you got flowing through your body. I can guarantee you one thing. All of those trillions of cells, they're all real. Okay? They're real cells. Like you can feel them like they're real. They're real cells. Okay, you can feel them. What does that mean? That means if you put anything artificial in your body, why would you put anything artificial into your body, into a real body? So artificial sugars won't raise your blood sugar, but here's what they will do. They will raise your insulin levels, and they will destroy your gut eventually because they're artificial. So you don't want to put anything artificial in your body. So if you want one every once in a while, okay. You have one like once or twice a month. Okay, great. You have one. All right, cool. But if you're having one every day, then that's a problem. We can't be having artificial sugars every day. Can I mix chia seeds with yogurt? Yeah, you can mix chia seeds with yogurt with H. pylori. You got H. pylori, got it. Can you join the challenge at any time, or is there specific dates? The challenge is self-paced. Your challenge starts whenever you go grocery shopping. So if you get the challenge, whenever you get your list, log into the system. You're going to get your email, log into the system, change your password, log in. That's when you get your shopping list. And then once you go shopping, that is when you will start the challenge. That is when the challenge starts. So if you buy it today, you get it today, guess what? And you don't go shopping for 3 days, then that's when it starts. After you go shopping. Do carnivore diet never have to worry about diabetes? Yeah, but you might have to worry about some other things though. You might worry about some other things though. You're on a carnivore diet. It's all good though. Yeah, you ain't gonna worry about diabetes though. You're gonna worry about some other stuff. I've been struggling with loan of sugars at night. I'm on the Dexcom, so my pump is auto. What do you mean DH? I've been struggling with loan of sugars. I don't know what you mean loan of sugars at night. I'm in the Dex. You got a CGM. My pump is on auto. You type 1 diabetic? What does it sound like? Low blood sugars. Yeah. I've been struggling with low blood sugars at night. I'm on Dexcom. Sorry. So my pump is on auto. Type 1? Yeah, type 1. Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah, type 1 is, it's the same thing. Same thing. We got to make the root cause is different. So the result is high blood sugars. You said yours is low. So I don't know what your A1C. I don't know what your A1C is. But type 1 diabetes is not really my specialty. I can't give you all the tricks of the trade of type 1 diabetes. But I can tell you this. Listen, it all still goes all the way back to your diet and lifestyle. We want to make those cells as insulin as sensitive as possible. Insulin as sensitive as possible. How do we do that? By getting those 4 areas right. So yeah, absolutely. You're type 2. Castillo's type 2. DO 7.2. Okay, yeah. 7.2 is kind of high. 7.2 is kind of high. There's been some type 1s diabetics on here, and they come on here and they say, yeah, I'm at a 5.2 or I'm 5.3. So it's just all about how you manage it, DH. It's all about how you manage it. Can you get it down to 5.2, 5.3 like they did? Yeah. How do you do that? By fixing your diet and lifestyle. High blood sugar is just a result of these lifestyle choices that you made in these specific areas. You're quite welcome. Type 2. Okay. Type 2. I'm about to put the clean eating plate up here on the board, folks. Here in a second, hour number 3 or 4. Sorry, going to the 4th hour. Do carnivore diet and say bye-bye to diabetes. Like I said, yeah, but you're going to say hello to some other problems, though. You'll say bye-bye to diabetes when you're going to say hello to some other problems, right? Yeah. So do me a favor, folks. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with type 2 diabetes. Anybody that you know that is struggling with pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of diabetes is what we're talking about. Mid-morning snacks. We're gonna if you're just joining us, we're cutting out the reason that you're snacking all the time is because you're on the glucose roller coaster, and you missed the glucose roller coaster. So if you're snacking all the time, and want snacks all the time, it's because you're on the glucose roller coaster. Now I'm about to draw up here on the board here in a second. In about 5 minutes, we're going to. So you want to get your pen and your pad out. In about 5 minutes, folks, we're going to talk about how to eat without having to freaking count calories, weigh your food, macros, all of that stuff. We're just going to keep it so simple, and we're going to keep it real life. If you're just coming in, folks, do me a favor. Click the link in my bio, take the quiz, register for the master class, and when you're ready for action, and not a second before, accept the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Accept the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It's all about 42 meals. I got you. 42 meals, all designed for you. It's a blueprint. All you got to do is go to get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the results. That's it. I'm going to be your personal nutritionist for 2 weeks, 14 days. Use the discount code SAVE20 at checkout. SAVE20 at checkout while I'm live, and you will get the challenge for $79. You will get it for $79 instead of $99. How do you feel about the shots? Oh, here we go. The question is, how do you feel about the shots? I can talk about that. I can see Baird. I don't know what Baird is. Run daily, in great shape, eat carnivore mostly, but still 5.9. Why? Been this way for 6 years. I'm about to draw up on the board right now, Gary, on what's happening over here. Your man said, somebody's disagreeing with, somebody said, Lucky Chan, man, I think y'all should battle it out, boss. You and Gary. Lucky Chan says carnivore is the way to go. But Gary's coming over here and saying that it ain't working for him, man. So we got, what gives, boss? We got to find out. We got to find out what gives. I'm going to let y'all duke it out, man. But I'm going to draw what I do on the board over here. I don't do carnivore. Sugar is not the end. Sugar is your enemy, not cholesterol. Okay. No one. No. Okay. Sure. All right. How do you feel about the shots? Here we go. How do you feel about the shots? Here's how I feel about the shots. Lifestyle first, medication second. The shots that you're referring to, the GLP-1s and all that stuff. Pretty sure that's what you're referring to, Myrna. And what that means is lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with your, what up, Dr. Jen? If you cannot fix it with the diet and you cannot fix it with the lifestyle, here's what those shots are going to do. You know that little signal, signal that you get when you eat and you're like, I'm full. Man, I'm full. I'm full. That's coming from your gut. Those enzymes are saying, hey, listen, man, you can stop eating. You're good. The little hormones comes out and says, you're good. But here's what those shots do. And then you stop eating. But most of the time we override that signal. Why? It's because the food tastes so good. And when the food tastes so good, guess what? Woo, we're going to keep on eating. Keep on eating. We're going to push well past the cutoff. So that little signal that you got, that is what the GLP-1s do. It tells your body that you are producing, it tricks your brain actually, that you're producing more GLP-1. The hunger hormone that tells you to stop eating. It's telling you that you're producing more of that, but it's artificially giving you that signal. It's artificially giving your brain that signal, which means that it's not real. That's what that means. It's artificial. So that means that if you stop taking the GLP-1s, all the weight that you lost and all of the glucose control and all of that stuff that you had, it is probably going to stop. Why? Because you still didn't get down to the root cause of it. You're just masking it. When you're taking the shot, you're just masking the symptom. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing is masking what's really going on. What's really going on is you're severely insulin resistant. That is what's going on. Okay? And until you fix that, you can take meds until you're blue in the face, but it's not going to work because when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. So what does that mean? That means that if you don't get those 4 areas right, peaceful mind, activity levels, eating, sleeping, you can take meds until you're blue in the damn face. Okay? There's like this blue marker up here. You can take it until you can take meds until you're blue, just like this marker right here. All right here. But if you do not get your diet and you do not get your lifestyle right, it doesn't matter. You can take all the shots that you want. So lifestyle first, medication second. That's my thought process on it. So look, somebody else just got the challenge, man. They are ready. Somebody else said, look, listen. I don't know who it was, but somebody just got the challenge. Why? Because they're ready for action. That's why. They're ready to get off of that freaking complain train, and they're ready to go get on the team, get better. It got to the point where diabetes has stumped them. Diabetes has probably gotten to them. It's probably gotten to the point where it's gotten to them. So it's time for action. There's no other options. If you don't like the output of diabetes having a stranglehold on you, if you don't like your insulin resistance being so high that you're so not metabolically flexible at all, you can't even go 2-3 hours without eating. That means that you're not metabolically flexible, and that means that we got to do a serious reset. That means that you got to do something different than what you've been doing, or else the same thing will persist. So if you're in pain, the pain will persist. If you are not in pain, maybe you can't feel the pain, but underneath the surface, it is doing a category 5. Insulin resistance is doing a category 5 hurricane, doing a number to your cells. That's what it is. So when you're ready for action, use that discount code SAVE20. SAVE20 at checkout. What can you do? You can go register for the quiz. There are a lot of stuff you can do. Click the link in my bio. It's the very, very first start. Take the quiz, it's free. Take the master class, it's free. Download the PDF, that's free. And when you're ready for action, when you're ready, if you don't know where to start, like I don't know where to start, I don't know what step 1 is, I don't know this from that. Where do I start, Kelly? Here's where you start. Click the link in my bio. The next step is to register for the masterclass and accept the challenge. Use that discount code, SAVE20. Yeah, I love that statement too. Which one? I do so many statements, I don't even know which one. Which one? Some medicine does help, and it's not long term. It lets you go term. Yeah, here you go. Somebody says their name is Help Me. That's a very interesting name. Some medicine does help, and it's not long term. If you let it go long term, then that's on you. Okay, you're exactly right. Help me. Medication doesn't work for a very short period of time. Here's my thought process on medication. Medication should be like the 4x100 relay. If you watch the Olympics, you watch the 4x100 relay, boom, it's very, very quick. First leg hands the baton off to the second leg hands the baton off to the third leg hands the baton off to the very last leg, the anchor. And the anchor takes the baton, boom, all the way to the finish line. All the way to the finish line. What's the finish line? Your lifestyle, your diet and lifestyle. So in the beginning, if you need medication, if you've just been in a car accident, or if the doctor's like, man, we need you to take this medication right now. Your life depends on it. Yeah, take the medication. Like your life depending on it right now, take it. That's what I'm telling you to do. Listen to your doctor. But here's the thing. Just like Help Me just said. When that situation is gone, like the danger, the urgency is over from that situation, we can't get in our comfort zone. Let's just take meds now for the rest of our lives. Let's just take meds. 5 years from now, we're still taking the same meds. 10 years from now, we're still taking the same meds. Why? Because we haven't gotten down to the root cause of it. We haven't addressed the issue. All we're doing is putting a mask over it with the meds. And when we take the mask off, here's what's going to happen. Boom! It's going to come roaring back like a freaking fierce lion. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens to everybody who stops taking their meds. Why? It's because they did not learn the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? 4 areas. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. In the masterclass, I go over the fundamentals. Click that link in my bio. Just chiming in. It's all diet. I agree. Yeah. Food is medicine. Yep. Healthy food is medicine. I lost 50 pounds and I lowered my A1C doing it. Doing that. Yeah. That's it, man. That's it. That's how you do it. You got to do it. The only way that you can. I'm here. Let me tell you, like Help Me just said. The only way that you can get out of this, folks, I'm sorry, but the only way that you can get out of this thing, this is the only way. And I'm about to go to the board here. The only way to get out of diabetes, and I'm so sorry to be the one to have to tell you this, that the only way that you can get rid of diabetes is the same way that you got it. You got to go back through the fire. You got to go back through the fire. How you got it? Living a lifestyle in your 20s and your 30s, and when you turn 40, like when I turned 40, it's like the day I turned 40, I got hit with the diagnosis of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. All three at the very same doctor's visit. It's like literally almost like the day that I turned 40. I turned 40 in November of that year, and then I went to the doctor in December and got the diagnosis. Okay, so it wasn't on the same day, but it was literally like the same time that I turned 40. Okay, that is because all the stuff that I was doing in my 20s and 30s finally caught up to me. Eating like trash, sleeping, staying up, not staying up all night, going to the club, not managing my stress, drinking all night, whatever, living it up. And that all caught up to me the day that I turned 40. So folks, that is, now I'm no longer diabetic, heart disease, obese. And I did that after the age of 40. So I can do it after the age of 40. That means that you can do it too. I don't care how old you are. Age is nothing but a number. We can reverse aging. We can reverse aging by bringing our A1C number down. The lower you bring that A1C number down, the more years you're putting back onto your life. The more years you're bringing back. The higher the number is, the more years you're subtracting from your life. So that A1C number is very, very important. Yeah, I didn't change a lot. I changed a lot. Yeah. It was me. Okay, user 254, it was you. User 254 has gotten the challenge. A1C was at a 13. Let's go, user 254. They are ready. My A1C, they got the challenge. They are ready to get onto the other team. My A1C, the team Get Better. My A1C is at 11 now, and is at a 5.9 in 3 months. Hold up. My A1C was at 11, now is at a 5.9 in 3 months. I got off my medication. I did it the hard way. Yeah. Man, that's amazing. You did it the hard way. Man, I like that team. You're on Team Get Better, help me. Why? Because you're helping yourself. You got the right name because you have helped yourself by doing it the hard way. I like that. Because here's why I like that. It's because everything that you want and don't have is on the other side of hard. Okay? Everything that you want and you do not have is on the other side of hard. Okay? That's where it is. That's the only way that you can get there. Like I told you before, I apologize. I'm sorry. The only way you can get there is to go back through the fire. It's hard. You're going back through the fire. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge that I talk about, my challenge, it's hard. Is it hard? Yeah, you got to go back. I'm going to put you through the fire. But I'm going to ease you back in. I'm going to ease you back. I ain't just going to throw you to the wolves. I'm going to ease you back in. So we can start resetting that blood sugar naturally. Slow, gradual, natural. That's the point. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code when I'm live for the next hour or next 51 minutes, I'll be live. You use that discount code, SAVE20 while I'm live. Click the link in my bio and use that discount code. Instead of $99, you will get the challenge. Me as your personal nutritionist for 14 days, 42 meals. And at the end of those 42 meals, your blood sugar will look a whole lot different and it will thank you. Discount code is SAVE20. But if you're not ready for the challenge, there's a lot of freebies there. My A1C was at a 13. I like it that you did it the hard way. Went to my doctor and my C-peptide results is a no. You want C-peptide is a 2.9. That's a little high. You want it between 0.5 and 2. 2.9 is a little bit high, so you want it between 0.5 and 2. That means that you're producing, if it's 2.9, that means you're producing a lot more insulin. I assume you're a type 2 diabetic. Use the discount code SAVE20. Ready for action, Kelly. Let's go. No, not SAVE20. SAVE20. No D. But yeah, I got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you ready for action. My A1C 13. You playing with your life. Yeah. Lucky Chan said A1C at 13. You playing with your life. Yeah, you really are. People really don't know what that number really meant. If people really knew what that number really meant, I guarantee. I mean, I'm telling people. I tell every day what that number really means. If you're just coming in and you missed the A1C session earlier. But when you talk about A1C, that number is so important, man. I wish more people knew how important that number was. I can fast, but A1C is a 6. That's too high for me. I'm swelling and taking blood pressure and lazy. I can fast, but A1C is a 6. Yeah, A1C is 6. Yeah, it's a bit high. It's a bit high. You're in the pre-diabetic range. Hang out with me for 2 weeks and I got you, Shandy. What happens if I stop taking pressure tabs? What happens if you stop taking pressure tablets when? Like right now? Then your blood pressure is probably, if you don't change your diet and lifestyle, that means your blood pressure is going to go even higher. All right, that's what it means. You got to change your diet and lifestyle. Then the blood pressure tablets can start to diminish, start to go away naturally. Yes, yeah. Prayers sent. Have a good day. Peace, Alyssa. Shout out to you as well. Yes, I got a 14. Yeah, if you got an A1C of 14, the time to stop playing was like a long time ago. Like the time is not now, but right now. I just signed up for the 14-day challenge. My man Stacy, no doubt about. Oh, is it? Shout out to Stacy for getting a challenge, man. Shout out to Stacy. Ready for action. Mine was a 12. Hold up. Mine was a 12 in September. Now it's a 6. My goal is to get it under by next month. That is a fabulous goal, Mel Love. That's a fabulous goal. All right, now let's talk about the plate, folks. While I'm drawing this on the board, do me a favor, tap in with me. Let me know where you're from, what city you're from, what state you're from, what country you're from. Also, click the link in my bio. There's a lot of goodies on there. It's like Disney World for a diabetic. Right now, I'm about to draw the clean eating plate on the board. Okay, clean eating plate is being drawn on the board. Okay, the question is, who likes counting calories? If you like counting calories, or if you hate counting calories, let me say that. We'll get more participation. If you hate counting calories, put a me in the chat. Let me see, put a me in the chat. Chicago, straight out of Chicago. Can you reverse type 2 diabetes? You absolutely can. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. If you hate counting calories, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. If you hate counting calories, if you hate counting your macros, if you hate weighing your food, when somebody says you got to lose weight, and you got to lose weight now, they say, but to get there, you got to use this little app to count your calories. You got to use this little app to, you know what I mean, to weigh your food and to count your macros. Like, who likes doing all that? If you hate doing all that, put a me in the chat. Shannon says, I refuse counting calories. She refuses to count some freaking calories. So I'm gonna draw what I like to call the clean eating plate. Let's put this clean eating plate on the board. Here's what I like to do. The clean eating plate. Boom. I'm going to draw a plate right here. This is a plate. We're going to call this the clean eating plate. Clean eating plate, folks. What is the clean eating plate? Here's how you can avoid doing all of that silliness, but nobody really does that. It's not real life. It's not sustainable. Like counting calories and doing all that, like that is not freaking sustainable whatsoever. So here's what I propose instead. Instead of counting your calories, counting your macros, weighing your food, doing all of that, Why don't we go for something that's a little bit more realistic? How about what's called the clean eating plate? Let's draw this right down the middle here. We're going to split this plate into thirds. We're going to play a little bit of game of chess. I'm going to say 50%. 50% what? 50% of your plate, I want it to be veggies. Ooh, specifically non-starchy veggies. What kind of veggies? Onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, broccoli, asparagus, what else? Cauliflower, leafy greens like kale, spinach, arugula, things like that. This is what we're talking about. Veggies. 50% of your plate. 25%. 25% what? Protein and fats. What kind of proteins? Your favorite kind of proteins, the clean, lean proteins. Chicken, turkey, beef, eggs, tofu, salmon, seitan, what else? Well, not say, probably tempeh. These are vegan options. So 25% fats. What are we talking about fats? Things like avocados, nuts and seeds. Right? These are healthy fats. Olive oil, avocado oil. These are healthy fats. 25%. All right. 25%. 25% carbs. Ooh, and I'm going to put a down arrow. And then I'm going to put fruit as well. So over here, here's where we're going to start playing chess. So 25% carbs. You know the carbs, whatever. You know what carbs I'm talking about. Rice, pasta, like what kind of rice? Basically, whatever kind of rice that you want, because they're both going to still raise your blood sugar. You just got to eat them strategically. And I'm going to show you how to eat the carbs strategically. Pasta, quinoa, potatoes, things like that. These are what we're talking about in the carbohydrates. Like fruit, from watermelon, bananas, grapes, pineapples, apples. These are going to be in this category, the fruit category or the carb category. So how does all this work? So instead of counting all of your calories and doing all of that crazy stuff that's not realistic and all of that, here's what we can do instead. We can eat this way. 50% veggies, the ones I said, the non-starchy veggies. 25% fats and proteins. 25% carbs. But you can never, that's why I put a down arrow here. You never raise the carbs. Like the carbs are always going to come down. So you can go 20%, 15%, 10%, 5%, whatever. But here's what the cool part is. If you eat like this most of the time, here's what you can do. Let's just say one day, you're like, I feel like today, I feel like more veggies, I feel like more veggies today. So I'm going to dial back my fruits and my carbs. And today, I'm going to do more veggies. Maybe I'll keep the proteins the same. Proteins and fats the same. Maybe I'm just going to do protein and veggies today. Or one day, you can even take like I said, you can take the carbs all the way down to zero. You don't actually need those. These are the ones that we need, the fats and the proteins. One day, you can say, you know what? Today, I feel like more protein. Today, I feel like more protein. So more protein. I'm going to do 50% proteins and fats. And I'm going to do less veggies. And maybe I'll keep the carbs the same. I don't know. It just depends on how you feel. Right? So you can play around with this board. You can play chess with it. Like more veggies. Okay. Less fruits and carbs. More protein. 25%, you can just play around with these percentages. And even in real life situations, you can do this. Let's just say if you're at a party, hanging out with your friends, family, whatever, and they've got a whole bunch of food over there, you can still eat this way. You can still, whatever food they got, you can still design your plate this way while you're at that party. And as a result, if you eat like this, do you have to eat like this every meal? No, you don't have to eat like this every meal. But if you eat like this most of the time, you ain't got to worry about counting no freaking calories. You don't have to worry about counting any freaking macros or weighing your food. You don't have to do any of that. This is more real life situation, everyday stuff. So here's how it works. Like I said, you can bring the carbs down. You can bring this percentage over. Never bring the carbs up. That's the only rule. Never bring the carbs up. You can bring them down, but never up. The proteins and the fats and the veggies, you can play around with those, right? So again, the maxing out of the carbs, 25%. And here's how you eat. Here's how you eat, right? And here's the order. You've heard that before, the order of how you eat your food. The order of how you eat your food is, someone asked, how do you measure your food? We're not measuring the food, right? You look at the plate. You can visually look at your plate, depending on the size of your plate, and you just want to eat until you're satisfied. Here's how you're going to eat, right? Here's how you're going to eat. First, you're going to eat your veggies. First, you're going to eat your veggies. I'm going to erase this. Clean eating plate. The clean eating plate. Here's how you're going to eat your veggies. You're going to eat your food. You get your food. Your food's done. Ding! Dinner time, right? So you eat your veggies first. We're going to go 1. And then the next area to eat, this is going to be area number 2. You're going to eat the proteins and the fats next. So number 1, veggies, and then eat all your veggies. Yummy. Get yourself a little side salad. Get your non-starchy veggies. Eat all those up. Eat your veggies first, like Mom said. Mom says always eat your veggies, so eat your veggies, and then eat your fats and proteins, and then finally you want to save this section for last. The fats and proteins. The carbohydrates and the fruits. You want to save that section for last. So that is going to be number 3. You want to save that for last. And then the cycle just starts over again. Next meal, same thing. Start with your veggies, then proteins and fats, and then carbs. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You just eat like this most of the time. Play around with the board. Play a little chess. You eat like this. Listen, folks, this is the way I've been eating for the last 4 years. I've been eating like this way the last 4 years, and I have not gained a single pound back yet. Not gained a single pound back yet. Why? It's because I'm eating a nice, clean, balanced meal. That is why the weight has not come back, folks. Because this is what I like to call the clean eating plate. Now, you eat until you're satisfied. You eat until you're satiated. That is when you eat. So that is the point of eating this way. So if you eat the fiber first, that's going to make you satiate quicker. Then you eat the protein next, and then you're not going to want as many carbs. Actually, we don't need the carbs. That's why I put the down arrow. Here's what we need. We need the fats and we need the proteins. The reason that we need fat and protein is because your body doesn't need carbs. Your body doesn't need carbs at all. Here's what your body needs. Your body needs glucose. So if your body needs glucose, whoo, it can actually make it from the fats and the protein. It can make it from the fats and the protein. That is what it can make it from. It's called gluconeogenesis, meaning you do not need the carbs. Your body needs glucose. It doesn't need carbs, and it can make glucose. This is why there's essential fats and there's essential proteins. There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. So folks, if you eat this way, it's going to change your life for the better. So if that makes sense, this is what I like to call, we like to play a little game of the clean eating plate. We call that chess. So if that makes sense, folks, put chess in the chat. Put the word chess in the chat if you're going to be out there playing a little bit chess with your food instead of counting calories. Put a chess, yeah, chess. There you go. Put the chess in the chat. Who else we got? Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, chess. We're going to be out here playing chess, people. That makes sense. Put that. I shouldn't even really be telling you all this, because this is what I tell my clients. And my clients, like after they finish the challenge, after they finish the 14-day challenge, everybody goes through the challenge. Even my 90-day clients, they go through the challenge. But even after they finish the challenge, here's the thing. Here's how I teach them how to eat. I just teach them how to play chess for the rest of their life. I just teach them how to eat just like this. All of my clients, I've got many clients, and not one of them has ever, punch my name into Google, and you can see not one of them has ever counted a single calorie. And we've lost thousands of pounds, folks. And not one of them has ever counted a freaking single calorie. Thank you for the daily heartbeat. Why? It's because I teach them how to eat like this. That's why. That's why. That's why we don't count calories in my neck of the woods. Yeah, no doubt. I refuse to count calories. I'm type 2 diabetic. I'm really thin, and I keep losing weight. How can I maintain the weight? By becoming more metabolically flexible. It means that your body is in panic mode. The reason that you're losing so much weight is your body is in panic mode. It's a panic mode. If is deer meat good protein? If that works for you, that's one of the. Here's the one that you want to avoid. You want to avoid the processed meats. Processed meats like I didn't say that. That's the protein. That's a good point. The sausages and the bolognas and the pepperoni and the bacon and all of these areas. These are the areas that you want to avoid. Right? The all the processed meats, because these are group 1 carcinogens. They're classified as group 1 carcinogens. What is that? That means that if you eat enough of them, they have been known to cause serious health conditions. Typically the one that starts with a C. You know the one that I'm talking about. It's a very, very damaging condition. So basically there's been over 800 studies, there's probably more over that now, that says eating these processed meats are very, very damaging for your health, right? So stay away from the bolognas and the bacons and the turkey sausages and all of that. You have to eat the carbs. Yeah, you don't have to eat carbs, but think of carbs as pleasure going forward. Think of carbs as pleasure. Okay, gotcha. Okay, how do I measure my food? Yeah, you don't really measure it. You just eyeball it. Okay, we're eyeballing it, and you eat until you're satisfied. And then you just fix your plate like this. We ain't gonna be worried about weighing food and all of that, measuring and all that stuff. What size plate do you recommend? It doesn't really matter the size of the plate. What really matters is you eat until you're satisfied. Eat until you're satiated. That's when it matters. Because it could be a big old plate, a small plate, but it doesn't matter how big the plate is. You just got to eat until your body tells you to stop. See, when your body says stop, that is how big the plate should be. So if you still got food on the plate, if it's a big plate or a small plate, you still got food on the plate, yeah, keep going. I mean, stop, sorry. But if you ate all of your food and you let your body settle and you're like, I think I'm really, really satiated. After you eat that first one, give it a couple of minutes and see how your body feels. See if you're really satiated or see if you need more. Most of the time, when we stop, when we let that signal catch up to us, that signal, if you're satiated, we'll stop eating. But most of the time, we're eating so quick and that signal never gets a chance to actually click in and say, stop eating. By that point, we've already ate too much. Can you list protein, fats, and fruits, carbs that are okay to eat? So let's say, like I named them before. So we said chicken. So chicken, eggs. With steak, whatever. Fish, like salmon, tofu, so on, right? Those are some of the examples. Some of the ones that you got to stay away from, like I told you. All of the processed junk. Stay away from all of that. Fats are things like avocados and nuts and seeds. I'm running out of space up here, but things like avocados, nuts and seeds are some fats. Yeah. Yeah. So avocados, nuts, and seeds are some healthy fats. The carbohydrates are, you got your fruits and you got your carbs, right? What are your carbs? Rice, quinoa, farro, pasta, potatoes, things like that. We're gonna do that That is going to be the smallest section. We're eating that section the least. But we're focusing on the veggies and we're focusing on the proteins and fats. Those are the areas that we're really concentrating on. The carbs, the reason I have the down arrow is because you can go down. You can't go up, but you can go down. What about turkey bacon? No, it's still processed meat, right? Still a processed meat. What about no nitrate bacon? Bacon, I mean, it's totally up to you, but listen, if I were you, I'd avoid it, right? I know people love their bacon. Yeah. Can't see the board. Here's the board. There it is. There it is. Is shrimp a good protein? Maybe good for protein, but it's basically like the shrimp is basically like the cockroach of the sea, right? It's like the cockroach of the sea. That's what a shrimp is. But I would say things like salmon, right? Salmon and mackerel, right? Those are the things I'm talking about. Not necessarily shrimp. Catfish is a good protein, not necessarily. It's good. It tastes good, but it's when people say eat a healthy protein, eat a fatty fish, they're not talking about catfish. Okay, they ain't talking about catfish. No, they're talking about things like I said, mackerel, salmon. Exactly. These are called fatty fish. Tuna, not so much. Tuna, I mean, yeah, maybe tuna, but tuna is loaded with mercury, so you want to stay away from tuna as much as you possibly can. Sardines, all right. You want to do sardines? You can stomach the taste, fantastic. Is smoked salmon processed? Yes, it is. Anything that's smoked, cured, yes, it is. Smoked salmon is considered processed. The smoked one from the store, yeah. You want to stay away from the smoked ones as much as you can as well, right? Bake it, or saute it on your stove in some olive oil or something like that, or some avocado oil. Throw it in your air fryer, things like that. But smoking it, no. Tilapia, no. Tilapia is not. If you want to eat the tilapia, do it sparingly, right? That's not what they mean. Tilapia and catfish are not what they mean when they say eat a healthy fish or fatty fish. That's not what they mean. They mean things like salmon and mackerel. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Trout, yeah, same thing. Trout can go. Trout is another good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, so if that makes sense, folks, put a hell yes in the chat. I think you guys already put a chest in the chat, but that's what you want to do, folks. You want to eat this way as much as you possibly can, so you ain't got to worry about counting no freaking calories. Number one thing that you got to do, click the link in my bio, take the quiz. Take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Number 2 is to register for the master class. It is a free master class. It is a free master class. 20 minutes maybe before my phone cuts off. It's a 20-minute master class, folks. And what are we doing in this master class? I'm breaking down the 4-part formula. It's called How to Unlock. The name of the master class is called How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom in 30 days. Well, not even 30 days. This is called How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. Sorry. How to Unlock Your Diabetes Freedom. That is the name of the master class. What are we doing in it? Breaking down the formula. Lifestyle first, medication second. That is how we got diabetes, folks. We got it through our diet and through our lifestyle. That is the only way. We got these 4 areas wrong. I just broke down the food part of it, right? I broke down the food part. This is the easy way to start to bring your blood sugar back in the range. You just eat this way. A lot of people have been eating this way. Some people haven't even been taking the challenge, but they just been eating this way. They just been eating like this, and they're getting results just by eating like this. You know what I mean? Just keeping it simple. But the challenge is for people who are ready to take real action. So if you've gotten to the point where you're ready to take serious action, if you're ready to get off the point where you're just tired of complaining about it, like had diabetes for so many years, Like my blood sugar has been high, my energies has been low. This is what I want, man. I want to get rid of this diabetes. I want to get off of this medication. I want to get my life back. I want to get my energy back. You've gotten to that point where change isn't just desired and is downright necessary. When you get to the point where change isn't just desired, but change is, and when change is downright necessary, that is when you'll change. Can too many veggies be bad? Depending on what kind of veggies, right? Depending on what kind of veggies. If you're a diabetic and you're eating a bunch of non-starchy veggies, if you're eating a bunch of starchy veggies, yeah, that can be not great. If you're eating a bunch of starchy veggies, that can be not great, right? So it's ideal that you want to eat the non-starchy veggies, like the ones that I named. The non-starchy veggies, those are great. Can you eat some starchy veggies? Sure, but not too many of them. The non-starchy, the onions, the mushrooms, the bell peppers, the carrots, the broccoli, the celery. These are non-starchy veggies. You can eat those things until the cows come home. Yeah. But folks, back to it. Back to diabetes. Diabetes, here's the thing about it. Here's the parting words. I'm getting ready to get out of here in like 20 minutes. I'm going to be on answering more questions for the next 20 minutes. But here's the thing. When it comes to diabetes, man, people are like, yeah, can I get rid of this condition? Is this something that I have to take for the rest of my life? Is diabetes a condition that I have to live with forever? Or is there something I can do? Well, I'll tell you this. If you're just joining us, I'm telling you that 10 out of the top 10 chronic health conditions are all diet and lifestyle related conditions. So what does that mean? That means that if it was your diet and it was your lifestyle that caused the condition, then it means that it's your diet and it's your lifestyle that can get you out. That is the only way that can get you out. So the same way that you got into the situation is the same way that we want to get you out of the situation. That's what we're going to do. How do we do that? Through the power of your lifestyle. Click the link in my bio, take the quiz, register for the masterclass, it's free. And then for those who are ready to take action, those who have gotten to the point where they just can't do it anymore. I've been there. I was there. It wasn't so much the diabetes for me. Here's what it was for me. It was more so the heart disease for me. Like the heart disease was really like stomping me real bad. Real bad. Like I was having angina, heart pains all the time. Real bad. And the pain got bad enough. The only reason that I changed was because the pain had gotten bad enough. So I know how it is. I know how it is not to want to change. I know how that is. But here's three things that you got to do. 3 things that you got to do. It's the 3 R's. I call it the 1, 2, 3 R's. First thing is it's just like an old software. You remember those old softwares from back in the day? I'm talking about Microsoft XP when you gotta yo, that software is old, man. You gotta upgrade the software. So if we want to get off of the diabetes meds, if we want to kick diabetes, we gotta upgrade the software. What do I mean by that? R number 1. What's the first R? We gotta recognize. We gotta recognize that there is a problem. What is the problem? The problem is diabetes. The problem is my blood sugar is too high. The problem is I got brain fog. The problem is I got my energy is so freaking low. That's the problem. And the problem is I can't go 2-3 hours without freaking getting hungry. That's the problem. The problem is they're talking about I got neuropathy, and they're talking about the problem is the next step is to freaking get my toes chopped off. That's a problem. That's a problem. So, but my question to you is, why let it get to that far? Why let it get that far when we're losing our vision? When type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. Meaning all we got to do is, we don't like the output, we have to change the input. How we got into it was eating a bunch of trash. We eating a bunch of crap. What were we eating? We weren't eating like this, folks. Here's how we were eating. Over our lifespan. Here's how we were eating over our lifespan. That caused us to become a diabetic. are one of the contributing factors. Here's how we ate for many, many years, myself included, that caused me to become a diabetic, have heart disease, and being obese. Here's how I was eating. I was eating just like this. So let me pull it up so you can see it. It's nice and close. I was eating just like this. Here's how I was eating. I was eating like this most of the time. C-R-A-P. This is how I was eating most of the time. Like crap. What is this? It's called the SAD. SAD stands for Standard American Diet. What's in the Standard American Diet? Crap. What is crap? Calorie rich and processed foods. Calorie rich and processed foods. So I was eating foods that was from the Standard American Diet. It's sad. I was eating, this is what I was eating too. This is what most of us eat. We eat a lot of foods that are rich in calories and they're processed. This is what we call crap, folks. Okay? I was eating a bunch of crap. That's what most of us eat. We eat a bunch of crap. Calorie rich and processed foods. Another way to say that is carbonated junk, refined sugar, artificial stuff, processed foods. That's another way of saying crap. That is what we were eating most of the time, a lot of the time. And as a result, combined with poor sleep, combined with not managing our stress, combined with not being active, caused us to become a diabetic. It just all added up over the years. It just added up and ding, just like what it was for me when I went to the doctor. And it was like almost the day I turned 40, like a month after I turned 40, I go to the doctor and I get hit with, boom, my report card. My report card said, boom, you're diabetic. Boom, you've got heart disease. Boom, you're obese. Triple whammy. Congratulations, you did a hell of a job by eating a lot of crap over the years. As a consolation prize, now you're a diabetic. Now you've got chest pains walking around talking about your freaking heart's hurting. Why? It's because you neglected your lifestyle. You neglected your lifestyle. So here's the thing. Most people spend their health trying to gain wealth, but then they got to turn right back around and spend their wealth trying to regain their health. Why? It's because we neglected it. We neglected our health. Think about it. When we get older, when we were young, we were hustling, we're grinding, like, man, I'm getting that bag, I'm getting the bag. I'm getting the bag, I'm getting the bag, I'm getting all the bag. You get the bag, and then when you get older, you're like 65, and then they hit you with that condition. Now you've got that condition, that chronic health condition from lifestyle related. There's 10 out of the top 10 are all lifestyle related. Now you've got all the money that you saved, now you got to spend that money to try to regain your health. Why? Because we were eating a bunch of crap over the years. And eating all that crap caught up to us. All that crap caught up to us. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, my good sir. That was a baller. All right, Valerie. Valerie's on day 12 of the challenge, man. Let's pin Valerie. How you doing on the challenge, Valerie? I know I talked to you the other day. She's starting phase 2 of the challenge. She's on day 12. Super excited for her. She's on the challenge. She's probably kicking butt. How you doing, Valerie? Let us know. Put it in the chat how you doing over the past, what has it been, day 12? She's on day 12. Let's find out how your report. Find out how she's doing on the challenge. What is she doing? She's doing a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. On this challenge, what is it? 14 days, I got you. 42 meals, I got you. At the end of the 42 days, at the end of the 40, she just says she's good. I'm doing good. Give me some more detail. Like, how's your blood sugar doing? Is it going down? What's it doing? How you feeling? Give me some more details. But she's on day 12. of the challenge. What is she doing? 42 meals. I got her. 14 days. All of the meals are all designed. All you got to do, just like she's doing, go get the food, cook the food, eat the food, enjoy the results. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. What do I think about Crystal Light? It's artificial, so it goes in this category right here. Like I said, calorie rich and processed, but there's no calories in that, right? But here's the thing: you can change the A to artificial stuff. So the Crystal Light would go in this category, the artificial stuff. The A, that's what the A stands for. So that's part of it goes in the crap framework here. So in the crap framework, that goes in. It's gonna go in the A, artificial stuff. All right. Day 14. I checked my shoe 2 hours ago. Here we go. Crystal Lights. Sorry, I'm new here. And I'm new here. Is there a guidebook on what foods to buy? Yes, in the challenge there is. When the challenge. So if these are for people who are in the challenge, yes, there's a guidebook in the challenge. Everything to eat. But if you're not a part of the challenge, here's what you can do. You can go register for the quiz. It's a free quiz. And you can go register for the master class. It's a free master class. If you're not part of the challenge, that's the only people who get the challenge. There's also a free PDF on there as well, kind of give you breaks down the whole formula. But the shopping list, that's only for people who are in the challenge. Here we go. Rosie says, day 14 here, I checked my blood sugar 2 hours after breakfast, and it went from 144 to 101. Woo, what does that mean? Ooh. Listen here. Day 14 of Rosie on the challenge. Checked my blood sugar 2 hours after breakfast, and then it was at a 144, probably when she ate, and then now 2 hours later it's at a 101. You know what that means, folks? That means she is becoming more metabolically flexible. That means her body is becoming more sensitive to insulin. That's what it means. That's what it means. This is becoming more sensitive to insulin. 14 days. She's on day 14. Valerie's on day 12. Look, she's going, here's what she said. Going down, and I stopped taking my meds the day I started my challenge, and her numbers are going down. Damn, nothing is safe. You gotta be very, very vigilant. Marketing is one hell of a thing. Misms. Stop taking my meds the day I started the challenge, right? Again, that's between you and your doctor. I can't tell you to stop taking your meds, but what I will tell you is what we're doing is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. All right? This is going down. She stopped taking the meds and then when she started the day of the challenge. The oatmeal with blueberries every morning. No sugar added, cinnamon and nutmeg. Okay. I would probably add maybe some almond butter to there, or maybe a scoop of protein powder in there, Marley Mar. But if that's working for you, fantastic. Is stevia okay? Yeah, stevia, monk fruit, and allulose are the three sweeteners that I recommend. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three that I recommend, folks. Yeah, those are the three I recommend. Let's see here. I had some pancakes and went from a 267 to a 67 in a few hours. Yeah, that sounds like a crash. That sounds like it went up real high, and then since it went up so high because of the spike, that means it's gonna come down as quickly as it's spiked up. It means as quickly as it's gonna come down. What does that mean? That means that it can overshoot. Typically, you want it between 70 and 100. It can overshoot. That's 70. If you went real high, real fast, and it's gonna come down real fast, and then it can overshoot. So you want everything to be gradual. It's gradual. So gradual, slow, gradual release. That's what we want, folks. Can you eat couscous? Yeah, couscous is going to be the same thing, right? Remember we talked about if you were on the wheel, if you do the couscous, Eat the couscous last. Don't eat the couscous by itself. Don't eat it on an empty stomach. Just like, I'm just going to eat a bowl of couscous. That's not a good idea. Eat it with your meal, but eat it last. Eat the couscous last. I'm new here. What is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? Cassandra is only for people who are diabetics, pre-diabetics. Typically, it's not going to be so much for pre-diabetics because it's a serious challenge. For people who are actually gotten to the point where diabetes has gotten so bad that they're ready for change. So typically, if you're a pre-diabetic, you're typically not in that range yet where the diabetes has gotten so bad where you're at the point where you're ready to take serious action. So the challenge is for people who are ready to take serious action. 42 meals. I got you. I'm a nutritionist. I'm a health coach. And I was also a guy who had diabetes, had heart disease, and I was obese. The triple whammy. So I had all of those three. I no longer have those anymore years later. Why? It's because I found the power of lifestyle medicine. In this 14-day challenge, we're going to take your nutrition to the next level when it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes. All you got to do, everything's laid out for you. All you got to do is go to the store, get the food, cook the food, eat the food. That's it. Get the results. Just like everybody else who I've been pinning up here who's been getting the results. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Use the discount code when I'm live, SAVE20, SAVE20 at checkout, and you will get the challenge for $79 instead of $99 while I'm live. For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be live for the next 10 minutes. When I'm live, if you use that discount code, you will get the challenge for $79. Click the link in my bio up here. Click up here. I'm going to show you where it is. Click right here. So you click up here, and then you click my face again, and you're going to come to something that looks like this. Not like that. You're going to come to something that looks like this. You can click this button right here. Oops. It says Linktree right here. That's what it says, Linktree. Now I'm pointing in the direction. It's like Disney World for diabetics. You got the quiz, you got the master class, you got the free PDF, and then finally you got the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. What is the challenge? Some people are wrapping up their challenge right now and they're getting amazing results. What is the challenge? The challenge is for people, only for people who are ready for real change. And that's why I asked this question right here. Ready to take control of your blood sugar? If you're not ready, then don't bother clicking on the challenge, okay? The challenge is for people who are serious and they're tired of diabetes whipping their butt. It's for many, many years. It's been whipping their butt. So they want change. So they want to get off of the complaint train and they want to get on Team Get Better. What does that mean? 42 meals. I got you. At the end of the 42 meals, follow this proven blueprint, your blood sugar will be totally different. I guarantee it. Use that discount code SAVE20. SAVE20. I ate chicken and veggies this morning with avocado for breakfast. That's it, Valerie. That's it. Valerie is mastering that chart, right? That chart that we talked about. She's mastering it. Getting ready for my green juice. Okay. Man, she is following the directions. I bought the challenge. How do you know what? Man, she is following the directions. I bought the challenge. How do you know what to eat? Check your email. When you log in, and then you log in, you change your password, and you log in, you will know it's going to direct you exactly what to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything's laid out for you, literally. All you got to do is just read all the stuff. Just read it and then watch the directions. Get the directions, follow the directions, read everything through, and you can't make a mistake. Now, if you don't read everything through, you might make some mistakes. But so that's the thing. Just read it, right? Read it all the way through, and I'm telling you, you can't make a mistake. But yeah, so all of the login information should have come back to your email. Yeah. But yeah, so that's it, folks. Who's got more questions for me? Because I'm getting ready to get up out of here. That's it, folks. Who's got more questions for me? Because I'm getting ready to get up out of here. 5 more minutes left. We go to 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. That's the new schedule, folks. So I used to come on at nighttime, and I'm no longer coming on at nighttime. I'm only coming on in the morning time. but I'm doubling it, right? Instead of coming on to 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the night, I'm staying 4 hours in the morning that we did today from 7 to 11 Central Time every single day, or except for Sunday, sorry. Every day except for Sunday. So tune in, folks. My 14-day ends on Thursday. What should I do after Thursday? Well, you should join the Reset Squad. That's the point. You're talking about the Reset Squad in the challenge here. Join the Reset Squad, and on the Reset Squad, that's my community here that I'm building. And then we're going to be going on right now. I'm just figuring out the day. So right now we're going to start off with 1 day a week, but we're going to come on and then we're eventually going to go to 2 days a week. But it's live coaching. So any questions that you got during the challenge, like the challenge is going on now, and even after the challenge, what do I do next, Kelly? Join the Reset Squad here on TikTok, subscribe, and then I got you, right? But eventually what you're going to eat, you're going to be eating like that chart that I showed you earlier. That's how you're going to be eating. And that is, when you join the Reset Squad, we're going to talk about that a lot. Yeah. What should I do? Let's see if I missed any questions. But I love my Pepsi. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. I think I missed some. I'm going to go back. I got a couple. My husband quit soda cold turkey. Blood sugar reading has gone down 80 plus points in just a few days. Wow, just from cutting out the daggone soda. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Just joined the live. How do we begin? You begin by clicking the link in my bio right here. I'm gonna do it one more time because you're ready to get up out of here. But here's how you begin. If you're a diabetic, very first thing that you should have done is you should have taken the quiz. Your doctor should have told you about the quiz. If you didn't take the quiz, your doctor didn't point you in the right direction to take the diabetes management style quiz. I'm really sorry that happened to you. But here is, because everybody who's a diabetic, pre-diabetics, gestational diabetes, they should know their diabetes management style. And here's where you start. You start by clicking here. And then you click on my picture again. So once you click up here, click on my face. And then you click on my picture again. And then the next thing you're going to see on... Did you log in? User 254? Did you log in? Did you get the email address? That's the only time. It's in the area. It's in the membership area. The only way you're going to see that is if you log in. If you're just looking on the outside, you're not going to see it. You have to log in, and then you will see it, and then launch it, and then you'll be there. You'll see it. That's why I say you just got to read everything all the way through. You'll see it. Right here. Here's where everything is. Click the link in my bio. Dang it. Click this link right there. Now it's all the goodies. The quiz, the master class, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. Click the link in my bio. You'll see all the stuff there for the challenge. Everything's there. 14 days. I got you. Into those 14 days, you will be a whole new different person, and your blood sugar will be totally different. Folks, but I think I'm going to leave the discount code. I'm going to leave the discount code open for another 30 minutes. I'm going to leave it open to 11:30 my time. The discount code. So 30 more minutes. That discount code SAVE20, SAVE20 for the challenge. But again, you don't have to accept this challenge. Only for people who are ready. So if you don't accept the challenge, that just tells me that you're not ready. I get it, totally get it. That means that the pain has not gotten bad enough yet. But if the pain has gotten bad enough, you can, at checkout, use the discount code, hit apply, save 20, and you will get the challenge for the next 30 minutes at $79 instead of $99. But until tomorrow, folks, I'll be back on tomorrow. Same bat time, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. But if you got any questions in the meantime, send me a message, send me a DM. I'll reply back to all of the DMs. If you got any questions, you got stuck on anything, like Kelly, where's my email? If you didn't get your email, you should have got your email. But if you didn't, send me a DM and I got you. We'll verify everything. But until then, folks, until tomorrow, peace.